Do not worry.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream. I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you live from the heart of Lebanon in the 09. It is 5:02 p.m. right here in Lebanon right now. How's everybody doing? We got some Australians in the chat. We got Andy Hansen and Mad Dog Maddie, both in Australia. A traveling in a Friday combi. That's all you get, okay? On a hippie trail, a head full of zombie. Bow, 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 bow. I can't stop. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. That's all you get. How's everybody doing? Welcome. We're talking mainly. There was a thing online between Brandon Buckingham, Hasan Piker, Ethan Klein got involved. They're like, hey, Hasan, why don't you go to Lebanon? And potentially, why don't you go to the south? It's more specifically, they want him to go to the southern Lebanon and cover Israel's ethnic cleansing of Lebanon, which involves killing a lot of people. They want him to go there. Why don't you go to Lebanon? So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to be, as a Lebanese person, shit, can I give my opinion? Can I give my 2 cents? We shall try. Also going to cover a few other things. More popcorn bucket goodness. I know you guys love that popcorn bucket stuff. We got some good popcorn bucket content today. I'm not going to lie. And yeah, a couple little other small updates. But for the most part, that is it. Before we get going, folks, let me just take a second to thank our lovely members. We have a goal of 600 members that we're trying to get to. We're currently at 408 members, aka Do Not Warriors. So we appreciate all of our lovely members who make sure that we can keep the lights on over here by supporting the show. You guys get exclusive content. We actually did a very fun Obsession movie review a couple days ago, exclusive for members, and patrons also have it on Patreon. And we also talked about the pay situation for the film's crew. The movie, if you guys don't know, was made for a tiny $750,000 budget and has now made over like almost $300 million worldwide. So it is one of the most profitable movies of all time. But almost most of the crew has not gotten any bonuses or anything like that. Some people even volunteered to work on the film and worked for free and didn't get anything. So there's a lot of controversy about the film's pay and stuff. We got into a very interesting conversation about that whole thing. It was one of my favorite member streams, so if you guys consider becoming a member, you'll get access to that live stream and others. Maybe not as good as that one, but you'll get more content like that in the future. And anyways, we will love you. Oh, look, one of our members' channel got deleted. Well, why is that? So let me thank Love Pancakes Waffles, Magnetic Tutoria. By the way, Loves Pancakes Waffles has been a member for 11 months. Thank you so much. Dopamine Troll, thank you so much. Slop Loma, thank you so much. Counting Worms. Also, just Counting Worms. Counting Worms, thank you so much for being a member. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoy Counting Worms. Mad Miko, Karma Skunt, and Sydney Day 1425. Thanks so much. And KMac 9160, who just gifted a membership that just went to Kicks 2947. Thank you guys so much. We love and appreciate you. Whether you're like KMac right there, you just gifted a membership, or whether you've never paid for your membership, whether you're out there gifting tons of memberships like some of our favorite community members here. We thank you and appreciate you, but you don't have to, you don't have to be a member or anything like that. But we love all our members, whether you've been gifted a membership, whether you've been a member for 14 months. Thank you. We appreciate you. You make a massive difference here. And on that note, let me thank some of our lovely patrons who I was supposed to film. So I've been promising. People are starting to call this my eel pit. I promised to film myself reading at least a chapter of this while Karine and Nour get their act together and make the content that they promised you guys months ago. Reading Morning Glory Milking Farm. Okay, so here's what happened. Demi was over a couple of mornings ago, and that, like, I had told myself I'm gonna read this. I think this was yesterday morning. I'm gonna chop off a bit of time and read this. So, but she was in the house in the morning, so I could have been like, hey Demi, I'm gonna go into the bedroom. I'm gonna go to my office and, like, record something for work. And the last thing I wanted her to listen to, honestly, was me being like, and then she grabbed the Minotaur and milked the Minotaur so hard. Like, I was like, you know what? I want to maintain some level of dignity, and I want my girlfriend to respect me. So I was like, I would rather her not hear me read Morning Glory Milking Farm. Like, what are you doing in there? Are you sure you're working? Yes, babe, I'm working. And then The Milka grabbed the Minotaurs. You know what? We're not doing that when she's around. So I'm gonna wait. Okay? I'm thinking Monday is gonna be a perfect day when she will not be here in the morning, perhaps, and I will be able to do some of that. Andy Hansen sends in a $5 dono and thanks. Hope this helps keep the lights on. Well, thank you so much, Indy. That's so kind. That's so generous. We appreciate you. And that does help. Thank you. We appreciate all of y'all. Letting down under. So, yes, I will be reading this eventually, but I couldn't do it with Demi around. Okay, I got to be completely honest with you guys. But our patrons, our lovely patrons, like Fadi Mac, Bonnie Buns, Bader, Jordan M, our superhero patrons, our blonde patrons, Mercedes W, Daniel Nechle, Mazra Life, Kokomo, Richard Fairbanks, and our abductee patrons, Wax Wolf, Bat Pierogi, Caitlin Kegla, Polish Pusher, Karina Carillo. Thank you guys. We love you. Can't do it without you guys. Hope you also have access to the Obsession review and conversation. It's up on Patreon right now. Sorry, I'm extremely dehydrated. I went to the gym earlier today. Fucking sweat like a motherfucker. So I got to make up for all that water. Also, just a quick reminder. If you guys would like to subscribe to my second channel, we got Tino's Playroom. I will be live later today with Demi to finish building the mushroom set. This is a beautiful botanical mushroom set. We started it a couple weeks ago, like 10 days ago or something. It's beautiful, super fun. It was a gift from bricking.com. I did a video for them. I talked a lot about it. I did a beautiful video for Bricking, the best of videos, to help promote their June drops. So they paid me in Lego. What better way to pay someone than in Lego, right? Fucking amazing. So I got paid in Lego sets. Not only did they send me a Lego set, they were like, hey, what would Demi like? I was like, she loves nature. She loves mushrooms. So she also got a gift. So we're building her set. We're going to finish it up today. Yesterday, I spent 4 hours building the cantina, the Star Wars cantina. Look at the progress we made yesterday. Shit. Where was that? So yesterday, I spent 4 hours, and we had Haley D in there, by the way, who gifted 15 memberships, who was fucking nuts, Haley. Let me just show you where I'm at with this thing now. Look at the progress. Look at the progress. Yes. Free. Being placed anywhere. I'm going to have to go back. Nice antenna. There's a Look at this thing. Isn't that crazy? I'm gonna try to look at that. When you open it up, once you close it up, bam! Look at that. Look at all these little rooms and stuff. By the way, IDF kills children. Just gifted a Do Not Worry membership. IDF kills children. We do not support your actions on the ground, you disgusting animals, but we appreciate your actions right here in this live chat. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for IDF KC. God, not for the act, but look at that. Look at the progress. Isn't that nuts? Look, I got the whole Cantina band in there. Not all of them, but like 3 of them. That's pretty good. And then, so when you open it, this is what it can expand to be. Basically, look at that. Awesome, right? Anyway, so that's on Tino's Playroom. Link is pinned on top or at the bottom of the live chat. I'm going to be live streaming there a little bit today after this live stream with Demi. We might delay it an hour depending on when I finish, when she gets here, etc., etc. Okay. Also, just a small update. So not an update. What do I have here? Let me just make sure. I've been buying stuff like crazy, guys. If you guys are wondering, like how, like I'm traveling to the States in a couple of weeks at this point. Getting nervous. I'm not gonna lie. As the trip looms closer, I am getting a little bit nervous. The fact that I have to abandon my PC, this whole setup, which is like, I built this PC to stream. I got everything I need here. It's almost, you know, it's awesome. I have to go back to streaming on my MacBook Air for like 3 weeks almost, and I don't have a studio. I'm going to be filming in like my sister's room. It's going to be, I'm stressed out about it. I'm not going to lie. But I'm already ordering a whole bunch of shit on Amazon. Like they have a pile of stuff for me from Amazon. And I've been ordering spares of like a couple of things that I need. Because like a live stream, especially here in Lebanon, you're only as successful as your equipment. If one piece of equipment here gives out, I'm fucked. I can't make money, right? Like if my capture card stopped working, fucked. If one of my cables that connects the camera to this stops working, so I need spares of everything. And I already have, like, for example, since I plug these batteries into electricity, like since I'm live streaming using actual cameras, you can't use a battery because it would die and you'd have to replace the battery. So you get these dummy batteries that you plug into the electricity, and then your battery is running on, your camera's running on electricity essentially, not on a battery. So I already have 2 of those because I have 2 cameras, and I have 2 spares, one for each camera. I bought 1 more spare, so now I have 3 spares. I bought a couple of I got a spare HDMI cable to connect my PC to my TV. I got a spare micro HDMI cable to connect my cameras to I already have a bunch of spares, and I'm trying not to overspend because I've been spending so much on just Lego stuff for my Clone Wars mock. Again, second channel stuff. But it's been it's stressful, and I'm like, do I need more spares? What else do I need? Because you get one shot. I'm going to the States, coming back here where everything's either 10 times more expensive or just hard to get your hands on. So I have enough capture cards, I think. I have 2 spares already. I have 2 capture cards and 2 spares, the cheap spares. I have one Elgato $100 capture card. I'm not spending that much money on that. But yeah, I think I have enough cables. Audio cable should be fine. I got my mics should be good for years and years. Bad Pierogi. Bad Pierogi's just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Holy shit, Bad Pierogi, sir. We salute you. We thank you. That is way too kind, way too generous. Everybody's being crazy. IDF Kills Children sends a $5 dono and says, will you be visiting New York? Asked it with a twist. The question, I don't know if I'll be visiting New York, actually. IDF KC. I might. I only have about 21 days there. I also want to take advantage of that time to spend as much of that time with my mom. I wanted to go visit even the boys Comrade Casey and James in Minnesota, but I only get to visit once a year, and I do want to spend some time with my mom. So I don't know if I'll be leaving the area that I'm at. Lucky for me, Comrade Casey is going to be visiting Washington D.C. for the 4th of July, so I might be able to meet Comrade Casey in person. I still want to see if I can do a quick weekend to Minnesota or something, but I don't know if I'll have the time to go to New York. And lucky for me, I have one of my best friends' weddings is taking place in DC. So a lot of my friends, and especially the friends that I would have gone to New York to see, are going to be in my area for the wedding. So I think I'm not sure, but New York is relatively close. It's a 4-hour bus ride from where I am, or a 2-hour train ride. So I'm not ruling it out. New York is never ruled out. Maybe I can try to plan a fun weekend with my dad or something. We'll just go out there for a couple days or something. I'm not sure. Iraqi Wizard became an Iraqi Wizard. Yeah, hello, sahla. Congratulations to everybody who was just gifted the Bad Pierogies. Thank you so much. And IDF thank you. Thank you, IDF. That's great. Don't clip me. Okay, popcorn buckets. I've been talking your ears off about popcorn buckets. We're not going to do we're not going to reminisce about all the popcorn buckets and the history, but just a quick reminder about the Dune popcorn bucket. Remember the Dune popcorn bucket? I guess that this was the first sexualized popcorn bucket. This was very much unintentional. I believe. I don't know what the designers had in mind, but this was the first time where people saw a popcorn bucket and were like, is this for popcorn or is this for something else? So just a little bit of context. Now, the next popcorn bucket, or they make cups too. Now, this one I didn't talk about because I thought it was AI, and I was convinced this wasn't real because I had seen another version of this cup without the jacket, but yesterday I got confirmation that this is not AI. This is fucking real, so I'm sorry for not talking about this 2 days ago. Folks, this is real. This is a new Supergirl 3D drinking cup has been revealed. A Supergirl 3D printed cup has been revealed. I'm not going to say anything. What does this remind you of? So in the movie, Supergirl wears a jacket, a leather jacket on top of her Supergirl outfit. So they've recreated that leather jacket on top of this cup. This is from a Mexican movie theater, I think. Look at this. Okay, this is a penis. This is some foreskin. This is a cock. Why is she wearing penis? Why is their jacket made out of penis skin? Why do we have a Supergirl foreskin cup? God, I honestly wish I could collect all of these fucking fucked up popcorn buckets. That's a collection I would have. And I don't need to collect any more things. That's it. I'm in the Lego hole. We're in the hole of Lego. But oh my God, how funny would it have been to have the Dune popcorn bucket? This fucking thing, all the fuckable equipment, popcorn and snack equipment, and you take them to the theater. You can mix and match. You show up there with your Dune popcorn bucket, with your Supergirl flesh foreskin cup. Now that is a combo right there. And this is real. I literally had to. I'm like, okay, wait, is this thing real? I had to Google it to get a confirmation. This is real. Look, there's more posts to prove it. This is home of DCEU. Includes a Supergirl Cup design tin popcorn bucket, the Lobo bike minifigures, and a crypto plushie. Here it is, with all its foreskin glory. I was like, oh my god, this is real. Look, that's the Lobo one that fits like 2 squirts of popcorn. Remember this guy? Look, this is a normal bucket right here. That's a bucket. Crazy, huh? Dude, like this, guys, this shit is approved by multiple people. Like someone has to design it. This has to be approved by like the, the design department. Then it goes to marketing. Hey, marketing, do you guys give us the thumbs up on this? They're like, yes, we do give you our approval on it. Great. So just insane, an insane addition to the lore of Popcorn Bucket and Pop. I'll be in the States for the release of Oppenheimer. Should I get the horse? If I do get the horse, I will display it here. That'll be fucking funny. I think this should probably sold out, man. But anyways, we're going to look at some prices later. Those popcorn buckets are no joke in terms of price. Okay, so we're done with the foreskin. Disgusting, right? Insane. Just insane. It's real. But now, finally, look at this. I saw this yesterday and like something in my soul felt good. Look at these popcorn buckets. First, look at the Spider-Man brand new day cup and popcorn buckets. Like, finally, someone made a popcorn bucket that was designed to fit popcorn. Who knew? Look at that. Look at that big old head filled with popcorn. Look at that middle one. It's just, you could fill it with so much popcorn. Holy shit, look at that. You know what I'm saying? You could put it's like at least a large, extra large box of popcorn. Look at that. Amazing. Satisfying. Great. Look, there's more now. This one is getting some controversy. I'm not gonna lie. Look, they have more Spider-Man stuff. Look, a regular size popcorn. Look, they have this one's kind of, they're trying to get a bit creative in there. They have the hand and the webbing. Now, people are calling the webbing reminiscent of cum. Okay. Let's just say that. People are saying that this one is a bit sexual. I think they're kind of reaching. I mean, compared to the Dune sex bucket and compared to the Supergirl flesh foreskin cup, this is a minor little thing. Someone said it looks like a margarita cup, and I agree. Okay, but more. Look at that. More, and look at this one. Look at this. This felt so satisfying to me. Look at this fucking bucket. So apparently each different movie theater chain has its own buckets. So like an AMC will have its own buckets. Regal will have its own buckets. Whatever. That's why there's so many designs of buckets. Look at this though. This is satisfying as well. Look, like who knew? Look at this. You make it a square. It looks like a building. You got a little Spider-Man sticking on top. You can put the popcorn in there. At least you can eat popcorn out of this bucket. Look at this. I think this one looks fucking dope, to be honest with you. And the internet is loving these, by the way. I'm not the only one who notices. Everyone online is like, look, finally, a popcorn bucket that fits some fucking popcorn. I think there's a video which is extra satisfying. So look at all this shit, man. Yeah, this popcorn bucket, this normal water bottle without foreskin, a blanket for some reason. Does it get that cold? Do they crank up their ACs that much? And the combo container. Ooh, you can drink and put popcorn in this. This is kind of cool, folks. You could put popcorn in there and drink out of it. Nice. This is cool. These are satisfying. And the head one, definitely satisfying. Another blanket. What's up with the blankets? Thwip. Anyways. This video, look how this is satisfying to watch. No. Oh, look at how much popcorn this fits. Honestly, after that, oh, that makes me feel good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Seeing this and being able to picture the amount of popcorn in there compared to, I'm sorry, I gotta open it up. We have to do this. Like, I'm sorry. I have everything saved. I have the whole. Wait, where are they? Where is he? Dune, Deadpool, The Soldier, Odyssey, Supergirl. There we go. After looking at this, I'm sorry. Like, no. Look at that. I hate that. That makes me angry. So watching this and then watching this. That makes me feel good inside, man. That makes me feel good. Let's go. You know? Fuck yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at the amount of popcorn, man. This is still like a medium. It's not even that big. You can put some, you can mix it up. You know, you get some caramel. I am a caramel salt popcorn man. Don't you be sitting next to me with that cheese popcorn. If you have cheese popcorn, it smells like fucking farts. Get away from me. I don't want the cheese popcorn. If anyone here likes cheese popcorn, reveal yourselves. Okay, put some blocks of cheese in chat if you're a cheese popcorn kind of guy. That way I know. If I ever find myself in a movie theater next to any of you, I'll be like, excuse me, I'm going to sit over there where there isn't a smell of farts with your powdered cheese. Okay, and also I don't like any of that American liquid butter you guys put on your popcorn. Nasty. Just regular salt popcorn. None of that liquid fake butter that oozes out. Nasty, nasty stuff. I'm sorry, Americans. I'm sorry. No. No. I'm going to count your American popcorn butter. Actually, I'm going to count that as one of the 3 American crimes of white parents kissing their kids on the lips. White Americans loving to get licked by their dogs on the lips for like minutes at a time, nonstop, just getting licked by a dog on the face. Americans love that. And Americans, your love for that fake popcorn butter is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that cheese in movie theaters smells like farts. Caramel and salt popcorn are the only acceptable options. People are getting defensive about the fake butter. MKMT says, okay, don't go dissing the fake butter. I'm going to diss the fake butter. That stuff is nasty. And how they put it, it makes no sense. They'll like put so much of it on top and like what, how? Like it's not, it makes your hands like buttery and greasy while eating the popcorn. Like, no, why? Chris is bringing up bidets. Baroness says, I do like the cheese popcorn with the dust, but not at the movies. Yes, look, eat them at home. In the privacy of your own home, yes, that's fine. But consider the people sitting next to you. It smells like farts. Genuinely, that cheesy popcorn, the dust, the cheese dust, smells like farts. Sometimes I'll get one of those by accident as they're mixing up my popcorn. They'll accidentally drop a cheese one in my caramel salt mixture. Always off-putting, always throws me the fuck off, ruins the movie for me. For the next 5 minutes, I'm like recovering from that cheese. I just wanted to give props to that. It made me feel good, like something like ASMR, my OCD. It just felt good. But the prices, look at the prices. The prices didn't make me feel good. Look at that. The head bucket is $50 pre-order. Like, are you shitting me? $50? Like, this is how, that's how desperate movie theaters have gotten, though. They're not making enough money anymore. You know what I mean? You got the studios taking half of their ticket money. If they sell you a $15 ticket, the movie studio is taking half. You know what I'm saying? They're already charging you an arm and a leg for popcorn and drinks. You're paying $7 for a water, $12 a popcorn. Insane snack prices. But if you're ever wondering why are snack prices so expensive at the movie theater, it's because that's how they make their money. Movie theaters are basically in the candy business. They're more so in the candy business than they are in the movie business. They make most of their money when they sell you popcorn, a drink. That's why they raise their margins so bad, because they barely make any money off of the tickets themselves. And running a theater is expensive. You got the lights, you got the screens, you got to change the bulbs, you got to run the ACs all fucking summer long. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive. You got to pay the staff. So $15 popcorn and $50 popcorn buckets. Crazy. Yeah, no one's going to buy this in this economy. Are you crazy? $50. How much for the cups? The jizz one is $50 as well. This one's $35. I mean, come on, man. This is plastic. You can buy this at like a Target, can't you? Or any Walmart. It just has a Spider-Man printing on it. The cup is $30. Yeah, these are insane prices. These are insane fucking prices. Like, you can buy a fucking Lego set for that money. Bricking.com, folks. Bricking.com. Yeah, no. Way too expensive. But anyways, look at this. The holy trinity of popcorn buckets. There was another tweet that said, I'm putting together a team. You got the Spider-Man jizz cup combo. This is a popcorn bucket and drinking cup. We got the Supergirl foreskin cup, and we got the Dune fuck bucket. And there you go, folks. The Avengers of popcorn buckets. Yeah, it looks cheap. K-Mac, I agree. It looks like a regular bucket. Like, yeah, for $10, that's a fucking steal. I would buy one. Like, you got to make these things. You got to make these things. What do you call it? Like a last minute I'm forgetting the word, you know? Impulse buys. You gotta make it an impulse buy. Like you're at the snack counter. All right, I'm already getting ripped off. You know what I mean? Like, you just paid $18 for a medium popcorn and medium drink combo. You're like, ooh, only 18 bucks. And they're like, hey, sir, for an extra 10 bucks, you can get this collectible bucket. Then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm already getting screwed out of 18 bucks for 2 items. Sure, give me the collectible popcorn bucket. At least I'll walk out of here with something. But like 50 bucks, a $50 upcharge, like that's fucking crazy. That's like 3 more movie tickets, 4 more movie tickets. That's 2 months subscription to like AMC A-List, which gives you access to like 16 movies a month for $27 a month. I don't work for AMC theaters, by the way, but it's a great deal. If I were in America, I would have an AMC A-List card like right fucking now, bro. I would not leave the movie theater. I would be there watching every release. The bam. Yeah, this is very expensive. Very expensive. Quickly, just speaking on... We're moving on from the popcorn buckets, okay? We're 25 minutes into the stream, and I've not said anything of use. Hollywood studios are searching Reddit for short stories and ideas that could be turned into movies following the success of Backrooms. You know, Hollywood always learns the wrong ideas, right? Like, oh, look, the superhero movie made money. Let's make 1,000 more. Without being like, why did this superhero movie make money? Is there something about this character's story? Did the director make the movie in a certain way that actually made this character feel human or whatever? No, we need more characters and capes. Make 100 superheroes. Like, that's how they work. The sci-fi movie makes money. Let's make 10 more. They don't really think, whatever. Let's make prequels. Let's make a whole universe. Now they love making universes. We're going to make 10 movies and interconnected like the Marvel movies. It's like, aren't you a horror franchise? Yes. But it's like, shut up. Now, I guess you could say, at least it looks like they want original ideas, right? They don't want something based off of like, they're like, the young people like Reddit, don't they? They like 4chan. They like the social medias. Why are we making movies out of comic books from the 50s and 40s? Let's make something the kids like. Now that's going to be the thinking. And look, honestly, it's a good way of thinking. Comic books, Star Wars, all this shit was made in the 70s and in the 60s based off of like fucking pulpy serials. Like Star Wars was based on like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like the most random, like on old samurai movies and space serials. And so like nowadays it feels even more disconnected. It feels even more like Masters of the Universe was a toy line from the 80s, and they made cartoons just to sell you the toys. Like, that's not going to connect with young people today. So if you're making these movies expecting young people to show up, they're not going to. So at least I feel like they're kind of being like, okay, instead of looking at old intellectual property and digging stuff out from like, you know, whatever toy box, at least they're like, hey, let's look into some original ideas. But like the fact that they're going to Reddit is just kind of hilarious to me. I'm just imagining like they're tasking their interns, their young interns, let's just go through Reddit stories and find me something that you can adapt quick. It's like fucking funny. Chris is asking, did you watch Spider Noir? No, I didn't. Is it good? I heard that it was okay. It's something when they drop a whole show like that, just like yalla, you can binge it. It makes me feel like it's bad. Mauricio in chat says, yeah, I myself grew up as a comics geek in the Hollywood industry. Everything superhero since Avengers Endgame got me so burnt out that I don't even watch any superhero shows, movies anymore. Bro, I'm just like you. I have comic book tattoos on me. I have a comic book business on the side. I grew up collecting comic books, Marvel action figures, etc. That was my life. And even I am like, Jesus, like, that's enough. Like, you're making 5 movies a year, 6 fucking TV shows, and you're supposed to watch all of them to understand like the next movie? Like, holy shit, no. Go back to making like a TV show that you can just enjoy for what it is without having to do homework. Now it feels like you got to do homework to go watch these fucking things. I'm like behind. I used to watch every single early screening for these things. I used to be invited and I used to watch every single thing like a day early. I used to like win at like Marvel trivia and shit. Like now I don't know anything anymore. I'm so out of the loop with the stuff. Yeah, it's so fucking hot. I have these lights shining on me on this hot summer day. But yeah, I'm kind of exhausted. I don't know what kind of random shit they're gonna find on Reddit though. But I think good start. You know what I mean? Good start. Like, at least they're thinking like, okay, where do young people spend their time? Where are young people spending their time online? What content? I hate saying that. I hate using that fucking word. But what are young people interested in that we can make movies from that makes sense to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Obsession hit a nerve because it was made by a young filmmaker. Again, fuck that guy for all the pay situation. Become a member, watch that live stream, let us know what you think. But that movie connected with a younger audience because it's all about the horrors of dating today and the dating scene today. It was done by a young person for young people. Same with back rooms. You know what I'm saying? That whole style of horror, people running around hallways, being scared. This was like a popular thing on like Reddit. There was a whole series about that on YouTube already. So they need to try to tap into things that young people are into. Anime movies are doing great. Anime is popping off now, so that's the future. Anime stuff, video game stuff, just things that just young people enjoy, okay? And old people like me, I'm 35, I'm turning 36 this summer. Dinosaurs, we gotta let go of our Star Wars. The time has come and gone. Unless they find a way to make Star Wars interesting for young people, and again, no young people showed up to watch like The Mandalorian and Grogu. No one gave a shit. So unless they find a way to make young people care about this stuff, then it's going to go away. And you know what? It's not a horrible idea for some stuff to go away. Like, we're not supposed to. Not everything is supposed to live on forever. Some characters will always be around. Spider-Man will always be around. Batman will always be around. These characters are extremely popular. There's always going to be Spider-Man and Batman movies. But, like, maybe there isn't an audience for a very obscure little comic book character. Or maybe, you know, like, maybe you can make that as a micro-budget film. Maybe you can make that as, like, a $5 million movie. A little something that mitigates any risk, and then you can end up having a surprise financial success on your hands. But like they were investing hundreds of millions of dollars on like the most obscure characters, and you're expecting people to show up. Like, that's it. There's too much. And putting this stuff on. This is a whole. I could do 10 live streams about this. And then Disney putting Star Wars and Marvel on streaming, in my opinion, also devalued it as a product. Like when you're used to going to the movies and making an event out of these things and going out with your friends, and you know. You are making an effort to drive to go to the theater. You're making a conscious choice to go engage with that. Once you can watch it at home every week on fucking streaming, why am I going to get in a car and go to a theater when I could just get this shit, the slop for free on my fucking streaming? It's not the same. It took away what made these things special and what made these things like you would wait for a Star Wars movie. You would wait for the next big Marvel movie or the big next Marvel team up. You can't throw that shit on TV willy-nilly and expect people to still care. So there's a lot of you know, there's a lot of reasons why, but like I'm excited for the new Spider-Man movie. They dropped a trailer yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty. I have not been excited for it for a while. And again, I got this fucking Spider-Man and Mary Jane Watson tattoos here. Big Spider-Man guy. Even I was like, whatever. The new Spider-Man looks whatever. The trailer that dropped yesterday kind of got me excited. I was like, that looks pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks kind of dope. It looks like it's shot with like some of the shots. I'm like, this looks like it's not all green screen. Wow, just the bare minimum. Anyways, I'm excited to see the faces on these executives' faces once their interns come back. Like, I found these 10 stories. They'll be like, oh shit. But I mean, hey, they got the right idea, right? Let's make low budget films. Let's give them to young directors who are in touch with what young people are in. And instead of spending $100 million on a fucking action figure from the 80s and make a movie out of that, let's make a cheap movie out of something that young people actually like and actually get a fucking return on our investment and not run this industry into the ground. So Sadah says, I feel like the Michael Jackson movie brought people back to cinemas and brought excitement back for a while. Yeah, not commenting on Michael Jackson as a figure itself. That kind of movie brings older people to the movies. Like Michael Jackson, yeah, that has like people of all ages and all demographics going to the movies. You have people going to watch, like that movie's at like $900 million worldwide. That's a phenomenon. It's based on one of the most famous people in pop culture. And you got people that don't typically go to the movies anymore, older people. Everyone's grandma went to watch Michael Jackson. Parents went to go watch Michael Jackson. So it's that kind of unique thing, kind of like the Freddie Mercury movie, the Queen movie. Some artists just bring everyone out. And a few movies do that from time to time. Top Gun Maverick got parents and people of all ages out to the theater. The Avatar 1 did that. So every now and then you get a movie that brings everyone out. And yeah, Michael Jackson was one of those. Yes, like the stream, guys. Chris says like the stream. I agree with Chris. We got 113 people watching, but only 30 likes. Let's go. Like the stream. It helps. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay. Well, why am I should have said that at the beginning. Okay. Moving on. Mike Huckabee defies Trump. Maybe this should come a bit later. So Trump, quick, let's just watch a little bit of Trump making fun of Netanyahu at the G7. Now look, Trump making fun of Netanyahu. Like, okay, it's nice to see, I'm not gonna lie, but like ultimately, Israelis are still massacring Palestinians, Israelis are still massacring Lebanese people, etc., etc., etc. So I would rather Trump stop sending money and weapons to Israel rather than mention or leak the, like, look, I yelled at Bibi Netanyahu on a phone call, or, you know, I said this at the G7. Great, nice that you're embarrassing the guy in public. We would rather see action and on the ground results. But anyways, let's see this. So Trump humiliates Netanyahu at the G7 press conference after Iran MOU defiance. We're the big partner and he's the very small partner. Okay, let's watch. This is a minute 35 of this. I have the whole thing. I don't know if I have time to watch the whole thing, but let's watch a little bit of this.
But it's been an amazing partnership. But he will say, we're the big partner and he's the very small partner, and that's true. So happened, Israel.
We're the big partner, he's the very small. Very small. I'm big, he's small. That's baby. It's very tiny. It's not very big, if you're wondering. Some people say size doesn't matter, but here I think it does.
It's been an amazing partnership, but he will say, we're the big partner and he's the very small partner, and that's
very small. He didn't even say the small partner, very small partner. We're the big, he's the very small, extra petty.
True. So happened, Israel would have been blown away, and in all fairness to Bibi Netanyahu, who happens to be a good man, gets a little excited sometimes, but he happens to be a very good man. We've had an amazing partnership. He's been an amazing prime minister.
You still have to kiss the ring, kind of. He's still being like, he's a great guy, great prime minister. He can't all out be like he's a piece of shit.
We have a little dispute over Lebanon. I say, you can do a little softer touch, Bibi. You don't have to knock down a building every time somebody walks into it that's from Hezbollah.
I mean, thank you. What?
When it comes to Lebanon, you have to have a little softer touch, baby.
Now, look, I mean, I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, they're taking down buildings. I mean, this is what they've been doing in Gaza. This is what they've been doing, literally. They blew up, they destroyed all of Gaza. So now they're destroying the entire south. They're trying to destroy all of the Beirut suburbs. That's their thing, right? The Dahi doctrine. So he's like, hey, if a Hezbollah guy walks into a building, you don't have to take down the whole building. I mean, hey, you don't have to attack anyone. That's even better. But like, if you do want to fight Hezbollah, yeah, why are you destroying civilian buildings? Why are you destroying fucking whole neighborhoods?
But so he came to the country.
And look, we're no fans of Trump here, but like, it feels good hearing this.
Bibi, you don't have to knock down a... He's been an amazing prime minister. We have a little dispute over Lebanon. I say, you can do a little softer touch, Bibi. You don't have to knock down a building every time somebody walks into it that's from Hezbollah. But so he came to the country and he begged Barack Hussein Obama, the president, not to do the JCPOA. He said it could be the end of Israel, and it would have been if I didn't come along. And Obama...
Notice how he used the word beg. He begged.
He groveled. He begged and groveled, like the very small partner that he is.
He came to the country and he begged Barack Hussein Obama, the president, not to do the JCPOA. He said it could be the end of Israel, and it would have been if I didn't come along. And Obama didn't listen to him. Bibi actually went to Congress and pleaded with them, and he got nowhere. And they had this horrible...
Lemon Mint Cat says he's also threatening Lebanon with ISIS in Syria. Yep, he tried to pawn off the job. He's like, listen,
if you can't handle Hezbollah, maybe the Syrians will do it. Maybe I'll let Syria.
And Syria used to be one of Hezbollah's biggest allies. Now they are pro-Israel. They're the dude was ex-ISIS. Like, it's fucking insane. So now Syria, one of Hezbollah's biggest allies, is now a stooge of the Israelis and the Americans.
Deal that was horrible for Israel. Horrible for Israel. They've been a good partner. Again, I think they could do better with respect to Hezbollah.
Hezbollah? What is it? Hezbollah?
I'm not saying they shouldn't protect themselves. I'm saying when two drones are shot into the desert and drop harmlessly, you don't have to knock down buildings in Beirut. They could behave better. And frankly, they could do.
Again, they keep using, Israelis love using, but Hezbollah is attacking, they're attacking the North, they're attacking our country. Bro, they're killing no one. They're killing no one. Okay, yes, they've been able to successfully kill some IDF soldiers that are here in Lebanon using drones and stuff, and they have every single right to kill as many IDF soldiers as they have to defend their own land and to drive out the Israeli invader and occupier. 100%. But when they're firing rockets out into Israel, it's fucking like random. They're shooting those things fucking blind, bro. 90% of the time, they're just landing on like rocks. They're like getting nothing. Okay? And then the Israelis respond, for every rocket you send, we will destroy 10 buildings in Beirut. Like, motherfuckers, why? What the fuck? You genocidal maniacs. So at least he's mentioning that. It's good to hear. Like, you know, a lot of people around the world will hear that. And if this impacts 5 people from thinking differently, then hey, not bad.
They could behave better. And frankly, they could do a better job. I love them as a partner. They were terrific. But they could do a much better job with Hezbollah. On that, I don't.
But I mean, even that, he's just like, even that is kind of weak sauce, the way he's like talking about it. Like, you could do a better job. You could do a better job. He's still being nice about it. Like, yeah, he said, he called him a very small partner and tried to use a couple of words, a couple of jabs, begged, very small partner. You don't have to take down the whole building if someone shoots a rocket into the desert. He's right. But it's, let's try. Should we watch more of this? Do you guys want some more of this? It's kind of funny.
These are stupid people. But nobody was tougher than me. Nobody hit Soleimani. You know, when I hit Soleimani, people thought that was the biggest thing to happen in the Middle East for 50 years. That was the biggest event. He was the boss of Iran, and respected, but he was a mad genius. He was a genius, the father of the roadside bomb. When you see young men, and in some cases women, mostly men, walking around without legs, without arms, with a face that's been blown to smithereens, it's Soleimani, 95%, 96.2 they say or something, 95%. That was Soleimani did it. Happened to come from Iran, and I blew him up. You remember that? I blew him up in the Valley of Death. He got off his plane, and we followed him, and in all fairness, because they've been wonderful to me, Israel, but they didn't want to do that attack. They were all set the night before the attack. They informed me they didn't want to do it, so I had to make a decision. I made the decision to do it, but it was a joint venture, as we say in the real estate business.
Don't talk about Bibi.
That was a joint venture, but blown away. And in all fairness, to
so not Bibi, Netanyahu. Fuck that fucking nickname.
Netanyahu, who happens to be a good man, gets a little excited sometimes. But he happens to be a very good man. We've had an amazing partnership. He's been an amazing prime minister. We have a little dispute over Lebanon. I say, you can do a little softer touch, Bibi. You don't have to knock down a building every time somebody walks into it that's from Hezbollah. But it's been an amazing partnership. But he will say, we're the big partner, and he's the very small.
But look, he also said that, like, yeah, the Iranians have the right to have ballistic missiles. Everyone, he's been basically conceding to the fact that the U.S. and Israel lost this war. Iran came out winning. They're getting a bunch of concessions, you know. So it seems like overnight, Trump has just jumped ship from the Israeli side and is now all with Iran. He's trying to work out this memorandum with Iran over the next 60 days to try to come up with a peace deal and like a permanent peace solution. You know what I'm saying? And Netanyahu was trying to torpedo the whole fucking thing. So let's we have a little news report about it.
Turn now to the war in Iran, the war with Iran, and President Trump's still secret proposal to bring that war to an end. The president in France for that major meeting of world leaders promised once again that the deal rules out a nuclear weapon for Tehran. But some of the president's allies aren't so sure. Here's Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
We're dealing with people that I think are very rational people.
A surprising turn of events today as President Trump...
Very rational. Bro, honestly, once you interact with Israelis and you're like, these people are fucking maniacs. And I'm sure once you had a 10-minute conversation with one of the Iranian leaders, he's like, oh, these guys are way fucking shitler. I can have a conversation with these people. They're not constantly making insane fucking demands. The more you interact with Israelis and then you turn around and interact with America's supposed enemies, you're quickly going to realize, as Trump has, there's nothing he can do about it. But he's like, yeah, the Iranians are like, I'm on Iran's side. It's too late now.
Praised Iranian leaders while slamming his closest ally in the Middle East.
I'm not happy with the way Israel has handled themselves with Lebanon.
This is what angered him. Israeli strikes on Beirut Sunday.
We talked about this very strike multiple times on the stream. I even showed this on one of the episodes of Better Left Unsaid. I showed you guys the close-up footage of this. This happened like 5-6 days ago.
aimed at rooting out Iran-backed Hezbollah fighters. The Iranians said the ongoing fighting in Lebanon could jeopardize their fragile new agreement with Trump.
Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long, and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody.
But Israel's prime minister is vowing to keep forces in southern Lebanon as long as Hezbollah remains a threat. The struggle, he said, has not ended. Here on Lake Geneva, Trump is insisting his new agreement.
Yeah, as long as Netanyahu is prime minister, the struggle will never end. The whole point is to extend the struggle, because to extend the struggle is to extend his time out of prison.
Will prevent Iran from ever getting a nuclear weapon. But the document has not yet been released, and even some Republicans say they're withholding judgment.
I think we'd all like to see the terms of the memorandum and hopefully end up with a real deal.
With the Strait of Hormuz starting to reopen, the price of oil fell below $80 a barrel today for the first time in 3 months. But most shipping companies appear to be watching and waiting, despite Trump's assurances that it's safe.
Ships are starting to move now. We're going to have it fully open by Friday. The ships are starting to move nicely.
Trump says the strait is going to reopen toll-free as it was before, but the Iranians claim they're going to start charging new service fees. Just one example of the many conflicts that remain, even though the fighting has stopped, Tony.
They're going to be receiving a bunch of money. They need to get reparations. Like, Iranians are coming out of this looking pretty good, and the Israelis are kind of in shock. So here we have apparently, so Trump, so Mike Huckabee, Trump's ambassador to Israel, defies Trump. At first I read this as dies. I was like, what? Say it ain't so.
Of Israel, it is also my job to represent the importance of Israel to the United States. This is just another reminder that it is your heritage without a doubt. But Minister, it is also the heritage of the United States. Without Israel, without the Jewish Foundation, there would not be an America. We owe our very existence for what happened in this land. It's also my...
Motherfucker, he's saying... So now just random white non-Jewish Americans are claiming Israel and Arab land as their heritage? Listen, those Jewish people came here and they built America. If it wasn't for Israel, these Jewish people wouldn't be here. So if they weren't there, America wouldn't be here. So it's my land too. I'm also an Israeli now. No, it's not how it fucking works. Stop trying to claim this land. Everybody, they just want condos. They literally just want to rent condos by the beach. That's all they want. They want to walk around in a Middle Eastern Levantine country and not be surrounded by Arabs because they're fucking racist motherfuckers. They want to be surrounded by other white people that are walking around with all the characteristics of a beautiful Middle Eastern country. The beautiful soil, the beaches, the mountains, the close proximity of mountains and beaches and all that sort of shit. The lifestyle. They can't get that shit where they're from because it's fucking boring. So they just want to steal someone else's land. And they see these other people stealing this country like, well, I want to take part of that. It's also my heritage because if the Jews weren't here to build America, then there'll be no America. So let's go. What?
Job to represent the importance of Israel to the United States.
Man, this generation of Americans just needs to go. Okay, TikToks, come on. It's not moving fast enough. Go, let the younger people that fucking hate Israel take over. They got a lot of problems of their own, but at least they don't like Israel. Let's see what Anna Kasparian said. My dad is older than Israel, yet this pathetic man utters the claim that the U.S. wouldn't exist without Israel. That's honestly fucking insane. Let's pull all financial and military support and see how long the genocidal welfare queens last. Anna's always spin when it comes to Israel and Palestine. And here are some... this is like a Zionist podcast? I don't know what the fuck this is. John Potterts loses it? What? I don't know what the... info? What the fuck is this? I don't know what podcast this is.
Militarily worse position than it was.
But these are like a bunch of Zionists. Oh, this is a whole meltdown?
Them to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Now we're removing, the blockade to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Next time we'll be giving up something else to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is the way negotiations with the Iranians work.
It's the way negotiations with us work.
Yeah.
It's about us. It's not about them.
Guys,
What they want is completely clear. They want freedom of action. They want to be able to close or open the Strait of Hormuz at will. They want to continue their nuclear program, and they want to continue to build ballistic missiles. And we are extending to every one of those. From what
they want survival. They want a nuclear program, and
because you lost the war, the loser doesn't get to dictate any terms. You dumb idiot. I like that I called him a dumb idiot. Nice.
They want to drag out negotiations through the election. They want to humiliate Donald Trump and move on to the next president.
And
they've already succeeded. I don't know what they need to keep going for. They negotiate, not negotiate. Nobody on the planet Earth is going to see this unless you are literally a paid agent of MAGA related to Donald Trump or some lunatic who is really excited by the possibility of Trump turning on Israel. There is no person on earth who is going to say that America didn't lose this war. There is nobody.
The U.S. has lost this round. But I want.
Yo, come on. Why am I giving you guys the side eye?
I want to.
Okay, there's some more.
Is the way I fear it's going to. America is going to be in a strategically, tactically, and militarily worse position than it was under Biden and before Trump came back into power. That is to say, he made a choice to test America's resolve, America's ability to win war, to exert its will, to change the nature of the map, and he has choked. He has chickened out. He has bled himself dry, and better that we shouldn't have done it in the first place, because we have 25 years left. We have 75 years left of this century. We have 75 years left of this century. Trump, the crazy lunatic psychotic who doesn't care about lives and will do anything and do anything, could not bear the idea of putting a boot on the ground anywhere in Iran, and could not bear the idea of a...
This guy's so fucking horny for boots on the ground. Are you going to be one of those boots on the ground? One of your kids? One of your nephews?
Single American possibly being taken hostage, which I understand. I'm not saying that either of those is a good thing, but if you're going to go to war, you have to put boots on the ground. If you're going to go to war, you have to understand that there are sacrifices, that not only is the military, which is a volunteer military.
Are you willing to make any of these fucking sacrifices?
Everyone in the military has volunteered to put their lives on the line for their country, and that the country itself may have to sacrifice in the form of wildly higher oil prices if you think that the American national interest has to be engaged in this process. And if you go into the process and you lose it, and it's a complete war of choice, you have made things worse. The situation is worse. It's worse than it was on the 28th of February. And to get to the point that Seth was going to, which is why I'm so crazy passionate about this. When we were talking about this in January,
unlike you usually are, you're just crazy passionate about this.
No, I'm out of my.
I'm so passionate to kill more Iranians. I want to kill more Iranians and kill American soldiers. I mean, look, you volunteer to go to war. You know the risks. You know you can die. So why aren't more people dying for this war for Israel? Why aren't we killing more Americans for Israel? I'm so look at his face. Oh.
I'm out of my mind here. I haven't felt like this in a long time. Actually, we said in early January, the problem with the American response to the Iranian uprising is that there is a history of America with populations under totalitarian rule rising up, and then those populations getting the idea.
Lemon Mint Cat sends a $5 dono. Thank you so much, Lemon Mint Cat, and says 50% of Israel is Mizrahi Jews who are bonkers, so white people don't like them either. No sympathy for traitors, though. Yeah, I know, right? I think they try to hang out around. They try to hang around with like Ashkenazi Jews, most likely. Like the whites will be like, where are the whites? Take us to the ones that look like us. Yeah, they probably. I'm sure there is sort of like some tension between Mizrahi Jews and Ashkenazi.
That we were going to be the cavalry and ride in and help them and save them and help them win from Hungary to Prague and onward. And that under those conditions, there were tragic consequences to those uprisings where they were crushed. And
I would love to see this guy be sent to war with like a GoPro strapped onto his face. I want to see just the fear in his eyes as bullets and bombs go off around him and shit. That's what I want to see.
Tens of thousands of people killed and hundreds of thousands of people.
Fucking freak. Okay, what else did he say?
We stop.
Is there one more thing he said? Right here. What is he saying here?
Trump is now saying Bibi is indiscriminately murdering Lebanese, but the Iranians are nice.
Yep. Isn't it funny? The Iranians are nice, by the way. Very nice people.
and they only want to help their country.
The people who just tried to shoot down and kill 2 of our pilots last week.
Yeah, and of course, who?
Why did they try to shoot down and kill 2 of your pilots last week? Why are your pilots there in the first place, you idiot?
Who tried to assassinate him?
Yeah.
Tried to assassinate John Bolton?
No one tried to assassinate Trump, you fucking dumbass. Oh my god, these guys are like eating all of the propaganda up with a big old spoon.
What's going on?
So I'm telling you what's going on. What's going on is something happened and he decided that he went the wrong way and he is ratcheting himself in the other direction. And it's almost as though when he was without restraint in the rhetoric that he was using, the militaristic rhetoric he was using, I only want unconditional surrender. I'm going to bomb your civilization. Da 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 da. Once he turns tail, suddenly Iran's nice, Qatar is brave. Another thing that he said today, and you will always be my friend, and you were so brave and so wonderful in these talks. And Israel is the bad guy. So,
yep, it's kind of been this way since we started over here, man. Welcome. Took you guys long enough to get there. You know, he had to go to war, had to kill thousands of people, had to raise the price of gas globally.
Which is where he's going. Like this is at the opening this weekend. He went from
he hello heyok says hi hello hey okay hi hello hey okay says hasbara mukbang.
Bibi is what the F are you doing? And you're without judgment. And now you're blowing up apartment buildings in Beirut. And the Iranians are really nice.
They are really nice. Their food's really good. Their culture's really nice. Their music's really nice. Their country's really beautiful. It's pretty nice. Okay. I'm not going to look at this Asmongold clip. Fuck it. Got no time, folks. We got no time. No time. No time. Moving on quickly to some of the iDubbbz apology fallout. You guys know my position. I fully support iDubbbz. I fully support his decision to put out that video, get it off his conscience, clear his mind of any wrongdoing, regardless of what Ethan was or wasn't going to do with the lawsuit. I think iDubbbz genuinely wanted to put that video out because that's the kind of person he is. He's on a path of redemption. He's on a path of becoming a better person. He doesn't want to put content out there that he's not proud of. And if he felt like that apology was something he wanted to do, I'm so happy that he did it. And he's got nothing but support from us. A lot of we reacted to the internet's reaction to his apology a couple of days ago. It's mixed. A lot of people are like, I get why iDubbbz had to do that, but still, by him apologizing, he is capitulating to the demands of Ethan Klein. And he is obviously, he is showing Ethan Klein that threatening people with litigation works, right? And you could take that. I mean, you could say that, yeah, now Ethan Klein is learning all the wrong lessons from this. But I think it's more important to think of iDubbbz's welfare and him feeling good about himself and him not having to deal with a lawsuit than Ethan winning or losing on principle. I think Ethan looks like an asshole in this situation no matter what, while iDubbbz looks like the mature, kind individual that he is, in my humble opinion. But there's this like freak online. What the fuck is this guy? H3 Orbiter and YouTube lawyer Luss reveals he has his crackpot research team stalking Frogan's personal finances. I think I can say almost certainly Frogan is on welfare. Now, obviously, this guy's a fucking dumbass. Like, what do you mean he's stalking? Like, this is how far, like, H3 fans, like, if they call Hasan Orbiters weird or fucking weirdos or fucking freaks or whatever the fuck, what the fuck is this? An H3 Orbiter and YouTube lawyer, Luss, has his team stalking Frogan's personal finances? Like, why would you even care so much about someone else's personal finances? All this shit is so fucking weird to me. All this shit is so insane to me.
So how are you going to collect money from... So how are you going to collect money from Frogan, who's in default?
Justin Natty says he was an Israeli prison guard. Who, this guy? This dude was a... This guy was a Israeli prison guard?
So how are you going to collect money from Frogan, who's in default? Is he going to declare bankruptcy? We were actually doing some research on Frogan, and I think Frogan's on welfare. I asked my team if I could say that, and they said, like, I could say it. My research team of Goosey and Alex. I think I can say almost certainly Frogan is on welfare. Based on her previous remark about another organization that she was in contact with. Because that organization only really works for, like, people who don't have money. Otherwise, if you had money, you couldn't actually use that organization.
God, what an idiot. What an idiot. He mentioned... Okay, so first of all, I know Frogan personally, so I'm not going to comment on any of this. It's obviously not true. And if the organization that he's talking about, her talking to, was he talking about, like, CARE? Or, like, that has nothing to do with being on welfare. That just has to do... It is an organization that specializes in helping Arabs deal with discrimination, essentially, if that's what he's talking about. So, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. But like, yeah, this is so fucking stupid. Stop stalking people. Stop talking about other people's financial situation on your show. Stop thinking, is this person on welfare? How's this person making money? How is this person going to pay for those lawsuits that Ethan started? Like, what a miserable stream you have. What a miserable audience you have. What a miserable fucking existence you have that's the shit you guys are fucking sitting there talking about. Is Frogan on welfare? Jesus fucking Christ. No, she's not. By the way, dude, she's not on welfare. Salutations to friend of the show, Frogan. I'm sorry that you have to deal with fucking idiots like this. Stalking her every fucking move. Insane. But yeah, whatever they're talking about. Not accurate. Also, Ethan Klein's... What is this?
Earnest apologies.
Nick the Oreo commented Ethan Klein's attack dog. Nicholas the Oreo reacts to Anissa Joma's statement on the iDubbbz apology and the H3 subreddit comments about it. You're probably lucky this was about your husband and not you. Anissa is a pathological liar.
It's mostly relevant to this. So Anissa is like pleading, please, please do not apply U.S. law standards to Canadian courts. Canada's legal system encourages reflection and earnest apologies. That's why you didn't offer one. Well, to be clear, you didn't say it, but I don't think you... I don't know if you would have offered one. You're probably very lucky that this was about your husband and not you. I don't think she would have said sorry. Please trust that what's being...
I don't give a shit what this guy has to say, man. But this guy, I don't like this guy's reaction. So, Queeman, what's that? Queeman is exasperated at iDubbbz's apology to Ethan Klein. The message you're spreading right now is bullying works. Bullying works. Legal intimidation works. Financial intimidation works. Good job, bro.
I want to put my energy into making content that I can be proud of and that I'm not going to be ashamed of. Because I lost the plot. I want to stay focused. I want to check in with myself.
You made a mean
Shadi
joke
makes
about Ethan Klein. Oh my, it's over, bro. It's fucking over.
Shadi makes a great point as well. And what if she was on welfare? Like, what the fuck's the point? Like, yeah. Also, if she was on welfare, it's hard out there for everyone. Being on welfare is not tea. Exactly. It's also not something that you can use as an own. Oh, she's on welfare, bro. Like, if she were on welfare, like, you know, like I'm saying, like she also, like, she does work. You know, she works with Hasan. She's a producer with Hasan. So Rogan's okay, guys.
I want to put my energy into making content that I can be proud of and that I'm not going to be ashamed of. Because I lost the plot. I want to stay focused. I want to check in with myself.
Oh my god, you made a mean joke about Ethan Klein. Oh my, it's over, bro. It's fucking over.
And know what it is I want.
So again, like this guy, whoever the fuck he is, Queeman. First of all, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna make fun of someone else, show your face online, you little coward. And secondly, why don't you deal with the lawsuit? Why don't you pony up the cash that it would take to pay for the entire lawsuit? And then why don't you, in case the lawsuit doesn't go your way, why don't you pony up the cash to pay for whatever the damages would be? Maybe then iDubbbz will feel like doing it. How about that, buddy? Oh no, I don't want to go through a lawsuit with a deranged millionaire. Oh no, I'm such a coward. This is so bad for free speech on the internet now. iDubbbz just ruined it for everyone. Why don't you have any smoke for Ethan Klein, man? He's the one fucking suing everyone. shut the fuck up, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
To be and what I want to do and what message I want to spread. And this isn't a message I want to spread. So,
well, the message you're spreading right now is bullying works. Bullying works. Legal intimidation works. Financial intimidation works. That's the message you're sending right now.
It's not the message he's sending, but unfortunately, yeah, financial intimidation does work. That's why millionaires do it over and over and over again. Maybe the problem is with the legal system. Maybe the problem is with these fucking assholes starting the lawsuits and threatening other people and not the victims. Stop blaming victims. Stop blaming victims of lawsuits. Stop blaming Palestinians for not being the perfect victim and for not like, dude. The guy doesn't stand by the content that he made, okay? You don't want him to apologize for it. Great. He wanted to apologize for it. Support the guy and be happy he doesn't have to deal with a fucking lawsuit. Instead of, what are you sad? You don't have more lawsuit videos to react to on your fucking channel? Is that the problem? Polish Pusher, hello, hello. So anyway, this stuff just kind of annoys me. Also, this fucking guy, Legal Mindset, got into it. How iDubbbz' apology saved him from Ethan Klein. Look at that. This guy still is trying to milk it for whatever he can still milk it for. Let's go to this guy's channel real quick. What is he talking about now? Still on the bricks and minifigs. Look at that. Twitch streamer arrested. Bricks and minifigs. 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 He knows where his bread is buttered, at least. Frogan, 200K debts? Oh my god, look at that. This is... What a fucking slime ball, man, this fucking guy. So anyways, look at that. How iDubbbz' apology saved him from Ethan Klein. Let's just listen to 1 minute of this. Let's try to not puke. No puke challenge. Let's go.
We have a major development today with iDubbbz giving an apology to Ethan Klein and Ethan Klein dropping his pending lawsuit against him.
We got the sex tourist, by the way. This guy, sex tourist, also accused of a bunch of shit, allegedly, here in America. Disgusting man. Also owes a bunch of people money, apparently.
We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and I am a little bit sick today, so I do apologize if I sound different than my normal cadence. So iDubbbz had made some statements about Ethan Klein that were beyond not very nice. In fact,
can you imagine this guy like trying to flirt with a woman at like a bar in the Philippines or something? This just disgusts me.
Those comments under the relevant law, which have been Canadian law. Now, I'm not a Canadian attorney. I don't play one on TV, but I do have many Canadian legal friends, and I did some appropriate research for this as well. And under those laws, it would definitely fall within categories of defamation per se. It's very clearly defamatory.
So he just puts footage of iDubbbz getting punched in the face in the background while he talks about this? Like, that makes him and his fans happy?
Great statements that were left on his stream for a significant period of time. Well, iDubbbz has now come up with this apology.
I'd like to see you getting in a boxing ring and trying that shit out for yourself, dude.
Which we're going to check out right now.
Hello, everyone. I am going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. I don't want...
Myth says, yeah, I'm done listening to the Lego stuff. The Lego stuff fucking sucks now because it's all become lawyer shit at this point. It was interesting at first when it was an investigation. Reckless Ben, like, trying to trick the police into doing stuff, exposing the police corruption. I was down with it. Now that he can't release any more videos, it's all a bunch of lawyers on YouTube analyzing the legality and the whole situation from a legal perspective. They have sucked out any bit of fun or whimsy from that story. It was a crazy, fun fucking thing. Now it's just like a bunch of fucking lawyers milking. Like, what? Is he going to jail? What's the case? It's like, they're just... I don't know what it is about legal content on YouTube and going through depositions and shit. It's so fucking boring. But yeah, that's what the Bricks and Minifigs Reckless Ben story is now. It's for the lawyers now. They've taken over.
To take away from the purpose of this video, and that is to apologize to Ethan Klein and his family.
And this has two really strong strategies in the apology, because when you're looking at defamation cases in general, a timely apology matters. So the actual legal system, when you're looking at the case, will review that and say, okay, did you apologize quickly, right? Was there some sort of response here? Was there sincerity to it? And the Canadian system, especially from what I learned looking into that system, does put heavy weight on apologies. Now, an apology doesn't necessarily get you out of jail. It doesn't make you completely innocent. Let's say Ethan had still gone forward.
Anyways, yeah. Just wanted to look at this guy for a couple of seconds. Now, Ethan, yesterday, reacted to this. So yesterday, Ethan, and by the way, just a quick... One moment. Wait, I just saw an update about bricks and minifigs. What's up? Un momento. God, it's so fucking annoying. Oh shit. Okay. Speaking of bricks and minifigs, Reckless Ben may finally be allowed to release part 3 of his bricks and minifigs investigation after a new court filing. Former franchise owners want a judge to change or dissolve the temporary restraining order Ben says is keeping the video offline. Let's go. Yo, once he does drop part 3, I'm reacting to the shit out of that on my second channel for sure. By the way, just putting that out there. So I'm preparing a little something. Okay, yeah, so this is it. I was just making sure. Pretty fucking nasty. Okay. Mithy, holy shit, Mithy Eve just dropped 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Mithy Eve, thank you so much. W's in the chat for Mithy Eve, folks. We've got 12 new members today. That's fucking Mithy Eve. That is so very kind. Thank you so much. Congrats to NASA, Mooney, Marun Buslayman, who's also a patron, Rosa, and Professor Prime. Thank you so much, Mithy Eve. We salute you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's fucking so fucking kind and generous. 12? We're at 420. We're at 420. Congratulations. That is so very kind. Thank you so much, Mithy Eve. Way too kind, way too generous. Always being so kind in the chat and supporting the channel. So we're going to react quickly to Ethan's reaction to the apology, but I just quickly want to highlight something that I don't know if anyone else is going to talk about, and maybe this is just me being a bit crazy, but you know, I think it's important. Look at the t-shirt that Ethan's wearing. It's a Seinfeld. It's a take on the Seinfeld t-shirt, right? On the Seinfeld logo. So I don't know what it says. One take, one something. Okay, it's the Seinfeld logo. For those who aren't sure, this is what the Seinfeld logo looks like. This is Ethan's t-shirt. Okay, this is a take on the Seinfeld shirt. I kind of talked about this briefly. I mentioned that he might do this, weirdly enough. So you guys saw the video of Jerry Seinfeld from just a couple of days ago, which I'm sure Ethan has seen, which I'm sure everyone on his crew has seen. This has gone mega viral, of Jerry Seinfeld walking around.
Give us one free Palestine. That's the old dude.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld.
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
It says it doesn't exist. So, maybe a week after this motherfucker walks around and says this
Get a free
again.
Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
So just a couple days after Jerry Seinfeld walks around saying that Palestine doesn't even exist, Ethan Klein is more than happy to don his Jerry Seinfeld t-shirt. Look at that. We're wearing our Jerry Seinfeld shirt. Let's celebrate our love for Jerry Seinfeld. He often has conversations on his stream about how much he loves Seinfeld and how much he thinks it's a genius show, etc. You could still think it's a great show, but you don't have to celebrate it currently. You don't have to wear a t-shirt representing the guy's last name, who, by the way, this isn't the first time Jerry Seinfeld says disgusting shit about Palestinians. He's on camera saying, go IDF, go IDF, go IDF. Someone once was taking a selfie with Jerry Seinfeld and said free Palestine. He's like, no, I don't care about Palestine. On camera, he goes out of his way to tell people on camera that he supports the IDF and that he doesn't even think Palestine is real. He just said free Palestine. No, it doesn't exist, with a big, disgusting smile on his face. So for Ethan Klein to wear a Seinfeld-inspired shirt a few days later, knowing full well, I'm sure he knows what that t-shirt represents, or what Seinfeld said just a couple of days ago. But he's going to play dumb. Oh, it's just my favorite TV show. You guys are looking for anti-Semitism everywhere you can, huh? You're just so anti-Semitic you can't even like You can't even like a Jewish comedian, huh? Or if I'm a Jewish man celebrating another Jewish comedian, you think it's like, no, bro. The guy literally is walking around saying Palestine doesn't exist, and you're out there claiming that you're pro-Palestine and you're not a Zionist, etc. Well, maybe don't be rocking the fucking Seinfeld merch. Maybe don't be rocking the fucking Seinfeld merch when Seinfeld is going viral for saying that Palestine doesn't exist. And you can help your case out a little bit. How about that, bro? Bro, hey, this one's for AB. Anyways, let's see. So iDubbbz apology. Let's see.
Gee, there's a little bit to chew on here. When did I say on the show that I would drop it if you made a genuine apology?
Last Friday.
That was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And today is Wednesday?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I forget why it came up, but I was just basically saying that with Ian, if he issued a genuine apology, I would consider dropping the lawsuit because he had issued some kind of like lukewarm apology after I sent a cease and desist. I was like, well, that doesn't seem genuine, right? And so I believe it was 2 days ago. It happened.
It was Monday.
Yeah, so
that doesn't seem genuine enough. That doesn't seem, he's not slobbering enough.
Put out this video, and I'll say on his main channel, which immediately I thought was very good, that he was willing to stand on it on his main channel, obviously his biggest loudspeaker, right? And so I thought that was good. I thought that was a nice gesture to put it here. And let's hear his apology and see if it is genuine or whack. I thought it was genuine, and I am working with my attorneys now to drop the lawsuit against Ian
Bridge.
And he pinned the comment too. That was nice of him. That was very kind of him to do that. And here's the video.
So, for example, just I don't know if I should even be giving pieces of advice, but like, for example, if you ask someone for an apology and they put out a genuine apology on their YouTube channel, etc., you don't even have to. You sitting there and reacting to the apology with everyone already makes it seem like this is just for content. I might believe that he accepts the apology, but the fact that you're out there reacting to it and like being like, is this good enough? This is good enough. I like how he said this. I don't like how he said this. It just makes you look like an insane, out of touch, like fucking litigious asshole, to be honest with you. Like, you could just be like, hey, by the way, iDubbbz put out an apology, which I very much appreciated. I thought it was genuine, and I've dropped the lawsuit. Moving on. The fact that he has to sit, remember, now, he's not going to react to this the way he reacted to the Casey Tron apology, which was even more disgusting, which was literally a hostage video, and he sat there reveling in it and playing it over and over again and being like, let's watch this part and have some fun. Let's enjoy it. He literally said, let's enjoy this. So that energy wasn't here this time, but like you could still feel that smugness and that level of satisfaction of like, I mean, at least he thinks iDubbbz, I genuinely believe iDubbbz did this out of the goodness of his heart and because he wanted to do it. And Ethan's mind is like, I made him do this. I caused this. Let's sit there and admire and observe my work.
I'm going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. If you're unfamiliar with the context of any of this, I'll give you a brief rundown. But that is not the main purpose of this video. I do think it's important to share a little bit of my side of the story, but I don't want to take away from the purpose of this video, and that is to apologize to Ethan Klein and his family, especially his kids. Basically, Ethan is suing me for having rebroadcasted a statement made by Destiny on my stream. I did display the very disgusting comment for 40 minutes, and it was wrong. It was a comment from Destiny, and I even said that I don't agree with it, but it sort of highlights how I knew that it was a wrong thing to put out there into the universe and show people. You know,
wrong.
Regardless of the point I was making, it was wrong.
We've already seen this apology. We don't know, you know.
I think so far so good. I'm feeling that I like the admission he's made here. If I was still suing it, that would be a problem for him, but I'm not. I mean, but I'm not.
And he's making a fucking joke. So remember when I said, and I theorized, like, what if Ethan is actually tricking these people into apologizing because he then wants to use their apology as some sort of admission of guilt to make his case stronger? Then people in chat were like, that's not how it works. And in fact, Canadians appreciate a sincere apology, which is also what Anissa said on her Twitter. But here Ethan's like, well, what if I could have just used this against him? But I'm not. So again, instead of just graciously accepting the apology and moving on, he's still kind of hanging it over his head. We're like, I could have done this. I could have still sued you, but I'm not. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. Hey, go get your woman something nice. Like, you know, that's what he's trying to be, like the sort of like, you know, mafioso guy. Like, I could have done this. I tricked you. I got you to admit that you did wrong in a video, but I'm not going to do it. So you owe me a favor now. You owe me something. Remember.
Right? That'd be pretty wild if I was just like, psych. And now I'm adding this to the complaint.
No one would, but that's the thing. No one would be shocked. Everyone was already theorizing that that's what you were doing. So it's like, psych. No. Everyone was like, careful, iDubbbz. Don't apologize. Because he might use it against you. Like, that was one of, I was like, maybe they'll use it in the court of law against them. Like, that's what I was thinking. So, like, no, it's not like psych. People were genuinely thinking you might do something like this, dude. And the fact that you're joking about it means that you actually thought about it. He genuinely actually thought about it. At the very least. Enough to make that joke.
I was being totally genuine. I was being genuine with him. And I was being genuine with Noah Samson, too, when I said the same thing. And maybe we can come to an agreement with him. I don't know.
Dude, Noah Samson is never going to release an apology because iDubbbz could kind of understand why maybe he wanted to make that apology because he felt uncomfortable even showing that message about your kids that he didn't even say. But he was like, I don't even want to get to the point where I'm talking about someone's kids and like, I just don't want to do that. I understand why he might feel compelled to apologize. Noah Samson just made a video saying that you are saying a bunch of shit on your podcast that could be interpreted as Zionist and that you support a genocide. You're literally wearing a Seinfeld t-shirt. And again, that's very minor. I admit that's very stupid, but he's literally wearing a Seinfeld t-shirt right now, or at least something written in the Seinfeld logo, literally 5 days after Jerry Seinfeld went viral for saying Palestine doesn't exist. So there are little things that you do that you might not even think of, like wearing a Seinfeld shirt, and things that you do that are very major that you literally say outright on your podcast, like Hamas builds bases under hospitals. So what do you expect Israelis to do? Don't Hamas use human shields? The IDF is bombing Lebanon, but like, you know, Hezbollah is firing rockets from like, so there's always this, you claim not to support the IDF, but you're always for some reason justifying what they're doing. You're always being like, but I mean, I get why they're doing what they're doing. It's like, oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Nice Seinfeld shirt, by the way.
Yeah. And I was like, how do I get this guy to, one, not clip me, not mock me and harass me on his live stream, and two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does, and you know, can barely defend themselves. And so I'm angry. I don't like bullies. So I wanted to do something that would have an impact, and you know, without checking in with myself of whether or not.
So a lot of people had a problem with this part. They're like, what kind of apology is this if you're just going to be saying stuff like this? But my perspective on this was, I actually don't care about any of this stuff he's saying now, because what he just said, I've argued against a million times and I've explained how it's wrong. But that's not why I'm suing him, and he's free to say that stuff. You know what I mean? The problem I had was the statement about my kids, which is the one he's apologizing for. So that's what I'm listening to.
He didn't make, again, we can go over this forever. He never made that statement. Well, he could say this. He doesn't have to, he's allowed to say this stuff. He's essentially, he's allowed to say this stuff. I don't mind. But the other stuff he said about my kids, he's not allowed. But he didn't say anything about your kids. So he's always going to, even his crew, again, even Tamara was like, but he didn't, okay. Tamara was going to tell him, but Destiny was the one, okay. Then she stopped herself because they know it's not going to go anywhere. But like, he again keeps implying that iDubbbz said the thing about his kids, which iDubbbz didn't. Can you say, was distasteful to share it on his screen? Sure, you could say that. But he never fucking made that claim.
Allowed to say he thinks I'm a bully and he thinks that I'm harassing people and whatever, yada, yada. That's fine, right? If that's all he ever said, then there would never be a lawsuit. And it's his right to say that. So I personally saw this and I don't care at all. I'm not offended at all that he included it. It's completely fine. And listen, he wants to make it clear he's not retracting everything he said about me. He's not like switching up 180. He's just saying this went too far. And that was my point as well, right? So you know, we can continue to disagree.
So gracious. Lord Ethan has declared from his ivory tower that iDubbbz is allowed to criticize him from time to time.
Points.
That was a right or wrong thing to do. I justified it in my head at the time. I was like, okay, well.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure, like, God, if I were to guess, I think iDubbbz is never going to want to bring up Ethan again, man. Like, I think they're done. And I would really hope that Ethan would fucking do the same, dude. Just fucking leave these people alone, man. You have genuinely been harassing the living fuck out of them. They've gone through so much fucking harassment over the last, like, 4 or 5 years or whatever, dude. Just fucking stop. Just and learn the right lessons from what happened a few days ago with Oliver.
My words, and it's actually said by a really bad guy, Destiny. Not a fan of that guy. it's very clear that it was never the right thing to do. It was a comment about Ethan and his children, and it was disgusting. I said at the time in the stream that I don't agree with it, but still sharing it and broadcasting it to people for 40 minutes, that was an irresponsible and reckless thing to do.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate what he's saying here. And again, he's posting on his main channel. I mean, I'm not really complaining about anything. Feels or each other. This he made of his own volition without any.
I knew he would like that. By the way, as soon as iDubbbz' apology dropped, I was like, "Ooh, it's on his main channel." In my head, I'm like, Ethan is gonna like that, because he'd be like, "Oh, it's on his alternate channel. Not, you know, he doesn't have all his subscribers there. No one's gonna see it. He's trying to bury the apology." And I remember didn't Logan Paul once release an apology on like his second channel? That's what some YouTubers do. When I saw it, I was like, "It's on the main channel." I knew Ethan would have something to say about that shit.
Guarantees from me or my attorneys that we would drop the lawsuit. So, I think that's worth stating as well. This is kind of what I wish. This is what snark brain is. I know you guys, people like Ian, like to make fun of how dumb that is, but this is what it is. You got like
nice Seinfeld T-shirt, bruv.
Riled up by a bunch of psychopaths online into tricking you into thinking that was like a good, smart, awesome thing to do.
And now I taught you a lesson. Now I taught you that you can't do that.
And I mean, you're smarter than that, Ian. You have a better heart than that. I've known you long enough. You know better than to do that, right? That's the snark brain, bro.
And by the way, he could have still asked for an apology, and I think iDubbbz would have still delivered an apology without the fucking lawsuit. You know, you can still ask for apologies, Ethan, without threatening lawsuits. You could be like, "Hey, like that was. I know we have our differences. iDubbbz has made the content cop about me. That made me upset. And I've said things about iDubbbz. But like that one stream he did where he like displayed that message just really kind of got me upset for a different reason. And I would have just like really appreciated some kind of apology, some kind of text, some kind of acknowledgement that like maybe that went too far. I swear to God, hand to God, I don't believe in God necessarily, but like, you know, hand on something precious. That means I swear to the Lord, man, had iDubbbz just heard you say that without any fucking threat of a lawsuit, he would have fucking made that apology. You also have to give people the benefit of the doubt. If iDubbbz said, no, you know what? Fuck it. This guy seems upset about this. I still have my differences with him, but I'm just going to apologize for like that one thing. Even though I still think that I was righteous in what I was doing. I still think that I was just sharing what some other fucking asshole said. But that's kind of the person. Let's see. Damn.
You know? What? That's it. Not too close to the sun and you make mistakes. It's true.
Especially for parents. Like there are many parents with kids out there who do not want to see that shit, and it's painful. And I'm sure it was extremely painful for Ethan and Hila to read that shit and have it pop up again and again and again. And just because it's coming from a piece of shit guy, and I'm showing it to people like, look what this piece of shit said. It's wrong. It's wrong to do. And I didn't come to this overnight, right? Like to be frank, I'm angry. I do not like Ethan. I think he's doing a lot of...
All right, chill. You already said it, bro. We don't need to, like, really... No, I'm kidding. I don't care. He can say it. He can say whatever he wants.
Damage to people on...
He can say whatever he wants. Oh, really? I don't think people feel that way, Ethan. Trying to act all, like, chill and casual. Oh, he said he doesn't like me. It's chill. It's chill. Dude, no one feels comfortable. Like, I mean, yeah, I still react to their content because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just fucking reacting and offering always context and criticism to their videos and whatever the fuck. But, like, he's like, oh... It's fine. I'm just kidding around. Dude, like, no one finds this funny. You can't make jokes, like, after threatening a lawsuit. Oh, well, I'm dropping the lawsuit because he apologized. Now I'm funny again. Now it's like, no, you're still like the fucking dude who's like threatening to sue people. You're still the hall monitor, essentially, at this point. So, like, that's... Your coolness factor is that of a hall monitor.
Fine. And it
yeah, Polish, thank you so much for that message. So M25777, let's yeah, no hating on Jewish people. I'm sorry. Like those I'm looking at some of your messages. Those are some bad fucking takes. Don't let one person color an entire religion or race or whatever for you. Ethan is the way he is because he's like an asshole. It has nothing to do with being Jewish. So thank you for taking care of that, Polish.
Change the way that I was thinking about it.
I think what he's trying to say is his judgment was clouded through anger. He was on snark, man. I'm being dead serious. These communities are literally rot for your brain. Like, I'm so serious. We've seen it so many times, time and time again. These people, whoever allies with them just gets, like, eaten alive.
Ethan, your whole show is a snark show. Your whole Reddit community is a snark community. So your brain is just as rotted as anyone else's. And yeah, I agree. Spending all your time on like a Reddit that like hates on someone is not good for your brain. It's not good for your, like, look at something more interesting. Do something. And if you hate someone, right? If you already don't like someone, if you don't like some kind of entertainment, just like don't engage with it. Don't watch it rather than micro-analyzing every second of it. Now, you could make the argument like, well, why are you commenting on Ethan? Well, because so far, I still feel like the situation is suing my friends, literally. So as soon as he stops doing things that I want to comment on, I will. Once the lawsuits are done, and once you know, well, they're never going to stop being Zionists, but I'm going to be pretty tired about talking about it at some point, aren't I?
Within and from without. But anyway, he's saying the right thing now, and I appreciate it.
I didn't think about it. I didn't ground myself. I didn't think about, oh, like who is actually being affected in this instance? And Ethan's family and his kid.
I mean, I don't want to be too critical, but apathy and joy are. I'm not. No, you know what? I'm gonna let that slide. It's just a little. I'll be honest. Okay, if I'll just say one thing because I'm trying to be gracious.
Who's actually being affected in this instance?
Really? Empathy and joy are. Okay, I let it go.
And Ethan's family and his kids are being.
That's it. I'm gonna let it go.
Affected. You know, I just because I don't like Ethan, I think it's wrong to find an attack vector that is his kids. It's foul. It's not okay. And I think it was wrong for me to use the Destiny screenshot as a cudgel to make my point. I didn't need to use the.
Thank you. Thank you. Apology accepted.
Destiny screenshot to make my point.
It would have been much better if there wasn't a lawsuit hanging over the whole situation.
There's a million other ways I could have done it.
Lil Shaitan says, I'm just happy iDubbbz doesn't have to deal with this lawsuit anymore. Exactly. That's what I'm happy about. He's happy. He's feeling good. His conscience is cleared. No expensive litigation coming up. No months of meetings and phone calls and emails and depositions and mediation and whatever the fuck and paperwork and appeals and going back to the courtroom and dealing with this and dealing with that and legal mindset, making a video every single week. iDubbbz lawsuit updates. And Ethan making iDubbbz lawsuit updates, live streams, and me being like, what is happening with it? Like, none of that shit. It's all gone. It's all gone. Is it unfortunate that Ethan feels like he won? That he feels like, look, I threatened him with a lawsuit and I asked for an apology. I got an apology. He's going to make the correlation that, like, look, but like, you know, Denims isn't apologizing. Noah Samson isn't apologizing. So this is something that iDubbbz wanted to do for himself. This isn't a blanket victory for Ethan. Not everybody's out like, oh, look, iDubbbz apologized and it went away. iDubbbz genuinely felt like he could and wanted to apologize for what he did. It's not like what he did was like that. Like, he just did a live stream and he showed a comment. Like, it's not even a big deal. So it's like, fuck it, man. If that live stream bothered you that fucking much, I'm sorry. But like, Noah Samson made a video where he made like some very strong points there where like, look, these commentators, whether they know it or not, are backing a genocide. And when he says backing a genocide, I don't think he literally meant like Ethan Klein is out there supporting a genocide, saying, I love genocide. No, Ethan has vocally said he calls it a genocide. He disagrees with the Netanyahu government. He even called the IDF terrorists. But constantly, whether he knows it or not, and I think he does know it, he is spreading Zionist propaganda or things that justify the war. The war that the genocide that he keeps saying that he disagrees with. He does say that he disagrees with it and he calls it a genocide. But then he keeps saying things to justify what's going on or to at least make you understand. But this is just, can't you understand why the Israelis are doing it? And it's like, no, man. So that's why when you keep trying to justify and making us understand the Nazis' perspective, the genociders' perspective, you are going to be accused at some point of like, are you sure you're not a Zionist? So no, Noah Samson is not going to apologize for that. He can apologize for hurting your feelings. Like, hey, I'm sorry if I hurt Ethan Klein's feelings with that video, but you know, that's how I feel. But Ethan, if your feelings got hurt, I'm sorry. But I stand by what that's what he could say. You know, you want Denims to apologize? Denims will be like, hey, I'm sorry I reacted to your video. And if it upsets you that I reacted to it in full fair use, you know, I'm sorry if you disagreed with the commentary that I made, but I made it and it's transformative. So, like, they don't even have anything to apologize for. And iDubbbz also didn't really, but he felt like, you know what? I felt like this was kind of scummy and I didn't have to show this message for 40 minutes. I'll feel better about myself if I apologize. And it's done. It's done. He's fucking free. He's free.
But I didn't. And I regret that I didn't, and I regret that I ever put that screenshot on my live stream. You know, that's
yeah,
the main...
Lil Shaitan, I agree. Lil Shaitan says, I honestly think he's just trying to pass on the Kavanaugh lawsuit trauma he got to other people. That's a point I've been making for like 2 years. Ever since he lost that lawsuit and had to record an apology to Ryan Kavanaugh, she's been trying to make other people feel that embarrassment.
Reason why I feel like I do need, for myself, for my soul, to own up to this and acknowledge that I went too far. It wasn't okay. Ethan and Hila and their family do not deserve that. At the end of the day, whatever happens with the lawsuit is what it is. For myself, I needed to make it known on the internet that what I did was wrong, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to behave that way.
I think he's being genuine. I think Ian has a conscience, you know, and I think once the buzz and the high of being like cheerleaded by all these like really sick bad faith people online, once that like it's like a post snark clarity.
The high, oh my, the high that he gets from a couple of people on Reddit being like, that was a nice video. That sick high.
Post nut clarity type of beat, right? And you're like, fuck, maybe that wasn't. And I feel like you kind of realized over time that wasn't the right thing to do.
Also, I mean, at this point, if Ethan thinks that like, if anyone who ever criticized Ethan is snark, then dude, 80% of the internet like hates your guts at this point. Like, I don't know if you've seen Twitter recently.
And I appreciate it. That's it. I mean, listen, we all make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes and said dumb things in my life. That's fine. Like, he can own it, and that's it. That's great. I appreciate it. That's all you had to say.
I want to make content that I'm proud of. I don't want to give in to a harassment back and forth online. I want to put my energy into making content that I can be proud of and that I'm not going to be ashamed of because I lost the plot.
The only thing that would make this video better is if he was in his dragon persona. Issuing the apology from his dragon persona.
Would you still have accepted that?
I probably would have respected the game, yeah.
What if he did the voice?
He would have to do the voice.
I can't imitate it, yeah.
So I think
what it is I want to be and what I want to do and what message I want to spread. And this isn't a message I want to spread. So I'm sorry to Ethan and Hila and your family. You guys didn't deserve that. I'm going to think about all of this a lot more, I'm sure. But for now,
I'm trying to make post-snark clarity a thing.
Really do want to just get back to making the content that I want to make. Having said all that, I wish everyone the best. I genuinely want to see a better world, and I do not want to be a contributor to what makes it terrible. So long. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so there it is. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. Totally. I left a comment which he was kind enough to pin. Hi, Ian. Appreciate the thoughtful apology. It means a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit entirely. So there's that.
Leaving my friendships behind.
Shout out to Kevin Adomitis. That's my arch nemesis. He gave $10. He said Ethan is funny, guys. This office.
Gotta fact check that.
You do a poll?
You're pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah, listen. You know, that's really all I ever wanted. You know. And
nice Jerry Seinfeld t-shirt. Did you hear what he said, Ethan? About Palestine not existing? Good that you're repping Jerry Seinfeld with that t-shirt. Pretty nice. Heard you like Palestine, huh? Heard you support Palestine. Cool Seinfeld shirt.
And, yeah. I don't care about all the other shit he said, and I don't think people need to care about it. Not on my behalf.
Ethan, I just asked Claude AI.
Who's Claude?
Anthropic. His humor is pretty subjective. Internet, I'm land if you're not already.
Yeah, it's like
he's Jewish. Commentary humor, improvised podcast.
What?
You're not plugged into that online ecosystem.
Wait. Guys, I'm hungry. Once we're done with this stream in about like an hour or so, hour and a half, I'm gonna make some pesto. I have pesto in a jar. I'm gonna boil some spaghetti and dump some pesto on top. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah.
It just might not click.
Go say what you just whispered in my ear. Go ahead.
I asked if AB can give me some of his ice cream because he forgot mine.
I wasn't gonna eat mine anyway, so yeah, she can definitely have mine.
Why'd you order it if you weren't gonna eat it?
I just found it funny.
Wait, why weren't you? Hold on, before I acknowledge that, why aren't you gonna eat it, AB?
I'm saying I'm not.
How do you feel? People are angry with Ian. The snarkers are not happy. And who's more for the complaint?
Yeah.
I ordered no lactose.
Yeah.
Wait, see if you guys can pick this up.
We did. Predictably, people are angry with Ian. The snarkers are not happy. And who's King Snark? The one that gives them all their marching orders?
King Snark, yes, please. Hasan Piker, King. Did everybody in chat check your WhatsApp group today for our instructions from King Hasan, Snark King? Did everybody follow the instructions that were sent by Hasan today? Great, okay.
I don't think he should have ever apologized to Ethan Klein, let's be real, but...
Remember what he's apologizing for. Saying, I assault my children.
He didn't say that! He didn't say that, Ethan. He didn't say you assault your children. This is never gonna not sound stupid. This is never gonna not sound fucking crazy. He's never not gonna sound like a fucking freak when he keeps saying he apologized for saying that I abused my kids. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. He went out of his way just to apologize to you because you're fucking insane and you like instead of suing the guy who made the accusation, you went crazy and sued him. Be happy that he's a nice enough fucking guy to also spare you the fucking embarrassment of a lawsuit. Spared you a whole bunch of fucking money. You should be thanking iDubbbz.
What could possibly be wrong with apologizing for that?
I don't think he should have ever apologized to Ethan Klein, let's be real, but...
Remember what he's apologizing for. Saying, I assault my children.
He keeps saying, iDubbbz said that I assaulted my children. He keeps saying it like that. Isn't that defamation? God damn, man.
Like, what could possibly be wrong with apologizing for that? What? What could be wrong with that? How can he have a problem with that?
Do you think he has a problem with child marriage or no? You think?
I mean, I feel like you'd have to ask.
I think it's the question.
I mean, some people out there are apparently for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am for the bill to end it. Only.
Nice. Also, suggesting that Hasan is pro-child marriage just for fun on his show. Very cool. Hey, Ethan, how was that video of you playing with yourself, looking at a 17-year-old Boston marathon survivor? Remember that? Underage girl, you touching yourself, making nasty jokes. So let's not talk about underage people. If you wanna, get into that game. Lemon Mintcat sends a $2 super chat and says, "I'm gonna have authentic Lebanese hummus for lunch." Ooh. Did you make it yourself? That sounds delicious. And thank you so much for the dono. That's very kind.
I don't think he should have ever apologized to Ethan Klein, let's be real, but if he gets his ass out of costly litigation, even though it's like totally defensible litigation.
Yeah, K-Max says, the Muslim must love child marriage. Of course, it's just another racist trope. Ethan has said many things that suggest that, he's kind of Islamophobic, I would say, in my opinion.
I don't know that, like, you're going to defend that. It's like this is how he operates, is he's giving out the marching orders. Like, hey, we should be mad at this. And he was extorted by Ethan to apologizing, and he probably doesn't mean it. And
my guy, he's not giving out marching orders. I wasn't upset that he apologized. I'm happy for iDubbbz that this whole thing is done. But he literally apologized for not doing anything wrong, essentially. Okay, he apologized because it hurt your feelings, and he's a nice fucking guy, and he doesn't want to deal with your bullshit anymore. That's my opinion. But he literally did not make a single defamatory claim. You know that. You sound like an idiot every time you keep saying, iDubbbz said that. He didn't say anything.
Marching orders. Like, hey, we should be mad at this. And he was extorted by Ethan to apologizing, and he probably doesn't mean it. And it's totally fine to say Ethan assaults his children. That is protected speech, guys. Like, why even bother to comment?
Polish, she's saying Hasan is pro-child marriage because he's Muslim, essentially.
On it. You could have easily just not said anything.
You got to do what you got to do.
I just thought that was amusing. He should have never apologized. Like, I think we should all have some calibration for being, all of us, anyone who's reasonable can look at that and be like, you know what? That went too far. Like, even someone like Hasan, why is that so hard?
Because he didn't make the claim. You know what? Who went too far? Destiny. When he said that you are a pedophile and molest your own children. That is going too far. That is saying something nasty and putting it out into the world. That got shared on Twitter. That got shared on Reddit. That's how people got to know it. That's the disgusting thing. Is it distasteful? Is it insensitive to have it on your screen for 40 minutes while you stream? You can make that argument, but like a whole apology, lawsuit threats, defamation, damages to my reputation. Again, like they've made their bed. Okay. Do we need to finish this? Let's look at the views real quick of their podcast. Like, again, no one gives a shit. So all the views are crap. 300K, 300K, 300K. They're not even hitting 400K. It's like hard to hit 400K. You know what I'm saying? 300K, 500K because they had Reckless Ben on. This one just crossed 400K. This was 2 weeks ago. You know, everything else is at 389K. There you go, you know? 358K, 361K, 362K. No one cares. 364K. The Oliver Tree Memorial did great. That's obviously for obvious reasons. You know, people love Oliver Tree. People wanted to say goodbye. That is at almost 900K views. You know, makes a lot of sense. But just a week later, you know, 2 days later, back to harassing, you know, other creators, back to 233K views. So this is going to be another 280K episode for them. 380K episode. It's so.
I mean, the guy said I assault my children, man. If you're not going to
like right away, you know what I'm saying? Right back to this bullshit. Right back to this bullshit. I saw a couple of clips from the Oliver Tree Memorial, and you'd think they would be like, you know what? Let's try to keep these vibes. These like, because at some points they were watching so many old clips with Oliver that you're like, God, like I missed that show, the show that they're watching. Like, that would be nice. And we reacted to some of their clips with Oliver here on the show, right? Like, just go back to that, man. Just go back to that. That's what the fans want. 1 million people tuned in to reminisce of the good old days of H3. And 2 days later, let's react to iDubbbz's apology to me. This is good enough. This is not good enough. Yeah. It's horrible. Horrendous. So I think we're done. There's nothing else to say here.
For saying that, what will you ever apologize for? And other than that, that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it with the iDubbbz stuff. So, you know, and
GG.
My attorney wanted to include like a non-disparagement and stuff, and I told them no non-disparagement. They can say anything they want about me. We can talk about each other. It's not about silencing him at all. Obviously, don't talk about my kid. Don't say that.
So gracious. He didn't make him sign a non-disparagement agreement? You're so kind, Ethan. They gave me the option, but I was like, no. He's allowed to say whatever he wants about me. No non-disparagement.
Dang it, don't say that again, right? It'd be kind of insane for him to double down on it after I dropped it. But yeah, I made a point. I'm dropping it. He can continue to say whatever he wants about me. And I him.
And he's just saying because... He's only saying that because Ethan wants to keep saying things about iDubbbz. iDubbbz probably doesn't want to mention Ethan. Ethan is making sure that he can still say things about me so that I can reply, so that I can make streams talking about it. So Ethan right now, his dream is to just get back with iDubbbz, hopes that iDubbbz will say something about him. But, you know, I don't think that's going to be the case. Aitor sends a dono. Thank you, Aitor. Says, iDubbbz and Anissa need to request a restraining order to prevent H3 from continuing to harass them online and at the very least prevent Ethan from suing them for some bull poop. I agree. They could actually. He is on camera saying that he will never leave them alone forever, right? So that's got to be worth something. Anyways, that is enough from Ethan and his beautiful Seinfeld t-shirt. We're going to get into the main topic of this stream, which is the Brandon Buckingham thing. Let me just open up all the links that I need. It's going to be random. I have a pretty random story to share with you guys as well before we start. I'm just opening up some links. God, I'm not looking forward to streaming with my laptop. If I open more than like 6 links, the whole thing
interesting experience
starts
last
like
night
overheating
on
shit.
Twitter. Like people are still being murdered, right? Every single fucking day.
So some of these videos are starting to autoplay on Twitter, which is annoying. Annoying. Just a moment. Everything? Sorry. Okay, I think that's everything. Okay, so we are going to talk about... I'm just trying to organize this information in a way that makes sense. So we're going to be talking about Brandon Buckingham. And the situation with Hasan. He put out a tweet telling Hasan to go to Lebanon, etc. But before we get to the story, I just want to share a quick little fun fact. I actually met a friend of Brandon Buckingham's in Washington, D.C. last year, randomly as fuck. I was just there, and I was, as you guys know, THC consumption is legal in Washington, D.C., or at least you can acquire it legally. And I wasn't there to acquire it for myself. I was there to acquire it for someone else, of course. Just wanted to get some taffies, maybe a bit of oil. Not for me, of course. But there was this place in D.C. called Promoco DC. Okay? And they sell legal consumable THC in various forms. Not that I would ever enjoy such things. So I remember going there to pick up some things for a friend. And here, by the way, like this is, if you just look up Promoco DC, this would, they used to be a shop. Now they're like, they'll just like drive you, they'll deliver you the stuff. And when you look up Promoco, now they're called 5 Minute Weed DC. And if you open up their website, these are the taffies that I bought for someone else. They were incredible taffies, I heard. And I heard that their Pinky's potion, the THC tincture, was very tasty. Not for me, though. For someone else. But anyways, I think now they're called 5 Minute Weed DC, mushroom delivery, whatever the fuck. Anyways, so I was there to pick up some things for someone else. And so I'm talking to the guy who's handing me the things that I legally purchased for someone else. And he's like, so what do you do, man? Like, well, you know, like, what do you do in your life and stuff? I'm like, oh, you know, I'm kind of a YouTuber and stuff. Oh, YouTube? Cool. I know a YouTuber. I'm like, no way. You know a YouTuber? He's like, yeah, dude. And like, you say you're from Lebanon? I'm like, yeah, he's actually just went to Lebanon, man, and like filmed like a really cool video there. I'm like, shit, like who is it? Like, would I know the name? He's like, yeah, dude, Brandon Buckingham. I was like, oh, so to be honest with you guys, the first time I'd ever seen Brandon Buckingham was when Creator Clash 1 was happening and when Sam Hyde was banned from Creator Clash 1, right? And I remember Brandon Buckingham making like some kind of like video going around the stadium interviewing people because he was like a big Sam Hyde fan, right? So I was like, this guy kind of seems like a douchebag. To be honest with you guys, I'm like, this guy like Sam Hyde, the neo-Nazi dude, and I'm a big iDubbbz fan, so I was like, okay, I don't like this guy. So as soon as the guy says Brandon Buckingham, I was just picking up some stuff for someone else. I wasn't going to get in an awkward position, be like, oh, this guy's actually kind of an asshole. I was like, oh, he went to Lebanon. Cool. Yeah. I can't remember if I had seen his video yet or if the guy made me aware that Brandon came to Lebanon. So I did then end up getting on Brandon's channel and checking out I can't remember if he made, it was like an hour and a half or something. He went to southern Lebanon, and I remember watching parts of that, and I even maybe remember leaving a comment being like, hey, glad you came to Lebanon, even though the guy's a piece of shit. I think, in terms of like who he supports and stuff. Polish person sends a $5 dono. Thank you so much, Polish. And says, welcome to DNW, new watchers. Before you make a comment about any group of people, just ask yourself, what would Jim D. Dukers do? Hell yeah. Thank you, Polish, for this inspiring message. It's very kind. So technically, I know Brandon's friend in DC. And when I go back to DC later, I might meet him again to get stuff for a friend that, you know, can't go pick that stuff up for them. So I'm just going to go help them, get them some taffies, get them some tincture. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so it was a very funny moment because I was like, oh, I know that guy, kind of. So do you know Brandon? It's Brandon Buckingham, bro. So Brandon Buckingham's friend sold me some weed. Not for me again, for someone else. But yeah, it's funny. And I think they're now called 5 Minute Weed DC. So that's my connection to Brandon. But I remember not telling the guy, like, he's my friend. I'm not going to tell him, oh, I don't like your friend. I was like, this fucking, let me get this done with and go home. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. Nice, Brandon. But yeah, of course I know him. So anyways, I just say all that to tell you guys that I'm aware that Brandon Buckingham is not in my sphere of content. He's not a character that I like at all. He's never made, other than him coming to Lebanon, to southern Lebanon, to show the world what was happening. I do appreciate that. Of course, any voice helps sort of elevating that message. But in terms of everything else, I know he's like a grifter or whatever the fuck, you know, not a fan. Anyway, so it all started with this tweet. Hasan hits back at a chatter asking if he's the guy who shocked his dog. And that's what Hasan had to say. I guess he let loose on a chatter. Okay, let's watch it for quickly.
With the lives and livelihoods of Palestinians. That to me, didn't bro shock his dog? I shocked your mother's pussy last night with my penis. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I've never come so hard in my life. Yeah, she's breaking up with your dad now. You're getting a divorce. I'm your father now. I'll fuck your dad too. Anyway.
Okay.
Pride Month. Where was I?
So Hasan haters are trying to, use this moment of weakness that he had, a moment of anger against his chat to make him look bad, to make him look unhinged, etc., etc. Listen, folks, this happens. This happens to everybody, okay? Sometimes when you're streaming for hours, and Hasan streams for 6 to 8 hours a day, he's got 20 to 40,000 people watching him live. Insane amount of comments that are coming in. Sometimes the most unhinged shit. So at some point, someone's gonna fucking lose it. Okay, you got to put yourself in this street. I'm not saying that streaming is hard. Okay, and I have a manageable size community, etc. But streaming can be difficult in terms of you're constantly getting live feedback from people every single fucking second. You suck, fuck you, I hate you, and reading this stuff over and over and over again. You could snap at a moment, okay? Celebrities, actors aren't fucking reading a live chat where people can fucking get to you instantly. And people feel like they can say whatever the fuck they want in a live chat because you can reach streamers, content creators. We are the most reachable type of celebrity that exists, right? You can watch someone on stream for hours. You can realistically type a message that person can see, whether in the live chat, you want to make sure that person sees it, send a little super chat. Messages right there glowing in the creator's face. You could say something nice, you could say something bad, whatever it is, you can almost guarantee that person will see it. You don't have that ability with singers, with actors, politicians, people that are actually in power that can make a difference in your life. We can't say shit. So viewers tend to let out all their aggression on the people that they can get their hands on and the people who can hear their voices. And most of the time, it's like us. It's just people because we're just like you. Technically, I'm just like one of you guys. And Hasan is one of you guys. Just, more rich. But everybody, you know what I'm saying? People can, realistically, you can have an impact on me. You can have me read your message. You can have me interact with you way more than you can have your favorite Hollywood actor be able to interact with you or anything. So you guys are able to affect us and communicate with us in ways that are, sometimes they could be taxing on people's mental ability. So for Hasan to snap on one fucking random guy, that makes sense, dude. He's probably getting all sorts. People are letting out their anger and shit on fucking content creators and streamers, dude. They just lost an election. They can't realistically yell at their politician or their governor, so they'll yell at a political streamer. Fuck you, it's your fault, man. It's what did I do? So people are stressed out. People have no money. Work is shit. The economy's shit. Job market's a nightmare. So yeah, you're gonna be maybe likely to say something mean about someone on Twitter or in a live chat. I don't care. People like Ethan, people are being mean about me. There's a snark. It's bro, just let people are dealing with very hard lives. Okay, we are the most reachable people, influencers that they can complain to and reach out to and maybe let out some anger on. Just fucking let them. As long as they're doing it on Reddit and other places, just fucking let them unwind a little bit. But sometimes it becomes a little much. Last time, 2 weeks ago or something, I shit you guys not, I was drinking a little tiny milkshake, okay? A little chocolate milkshake. I was streaming for hours. I needed something to fucking sustain myself. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of chocolate milk with a little bit of protein in it. I was drinking it. Someone in the live chat, I shit you not, I was like, so now we're abusing animals and drinking milk on stream? Listen, I understand. I respect vegans. I respect people who don't want to drink milk, dairy. I understand that. Yeah, milk is even chocolate milk, anything. The way they get it can be unethical. You're forcing these cows to be pregnant, milk them, etc. I know, but I'm streaming here. I'm working on producing a show. I have 10 topics to keep up with. I have a chat to try to manage. I have to try to be entertaining. I have to try to keep my energy up. I have a second stream planned for 2 hours later. I'm busy. So for me to read like, now we're abusing animals and drinking chocolate milk on stream, it's like, my guy, give me a break. You know what I mean? And I looked at that message for 2 minutes. And I was debating. I'm like, should I say something? Should I just be like, listen, I've been at this for 4 hours. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm irritable. I've been trying to entertain you fuckers for 3 hours. And I'm just trying to take a sip of cold chocolate milk for 1 second. And I understand the perspective of the person. The person, it came from a place of goodness, right? Like, by you enjoying that chocolate milk means that a cow is suffering. And that person's right. But there's a time and place for those conversations. And if I were in any of a shittier mood, I could have fucking lost it on that person. And I talked about that. Like, I told, like, I remember, like, some person, like, you won't believe what happened in chat. I was just finishing up a little, and like a chocolate milk, and someone was like, you're drinking chocolate milk on stream? And like, we just laughed about it. We laughed about it and it was funny. But because, like, had I been in a slightly shittier mood, that could have fucking unleashed a fucking 10-minute rant. You know what I mean? I could have fucking gone crazy, but I tried to let it not to. But sometimes I do kind of lose my shit. You know what I mean? Like, it happened with the Michael Jackson thing that one time. It's we're always trying to Polish pusher just gifted 1 Do Not Worry membership, and it went to Tyler Golias. Thank you so much, Polish. That is way too kind, way too generous. Thank you so much. So it happens. I understand Hasan. Okay, he streams like 3 times the amount that I stream. He gets 10,000 the amount of messages that I get. His live chat is like this, like this, like this. He's got haters watching him, trolls watching him. People shitting on him constantly. The U.S. government is after him. You got people, you're like, go to Gaza, go to Lebanon. It's like, dude, like, shit. You got politicians talking about him. You have the Republicans building their campaigns around how they hate Hasan Piker. So the dude's a bit stressed. Yes, he lives a great life. He's rich. He's successful. You know, a career to envy. In a sense. Also, it's exhausting. He's everywhere. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone fucking hates him. People can reach him and insult him and tell him whatever the fuck they want almost any time. He's constantly open to the public. So, is it a bit distasteful? Should he do it? Of course, yeah. You know, it would have been better not to say that stuff, but like, I fucking get it. The guy's sitting there entertaining people for 8 hours a day for free. He's getting paid, but like, the people don't have to pay to watch that entertainment. So sometimes you get a little aggravated, you know? I get him. So anyways. Brandon Buckingham then, so the guy whose friend sells weed in DC. If I see that guy again, I'm gonna tell him, by the way, I'm gonna bring this thing up with him, this friend. Brandon Buckingham, dude. So anyway, Brandon Buckingham retweets this video. Again, it obviously was posted by Yeet, the pro-Ethan anti-Hasan, you know, Destiny sort of account. It says, my friends in Lebanon and Palestine believe Hasan Piker only talks about their conflict for personal gain. He has made millions speaking on their suffering while sitting in his ivory tower. So first of all, let me break this down bit by bit. My friends in Lebanon and Palestine believe Hasan Piker only talks about their conflict for personal gain. I highly doubt that anyone in Lebanon is even thinking about Hasan Piker while they're getting bombed by Israelis. So let me tell you, I don't remember his video. I don't remember who he interacted with. If he interacted with just like Shia people from the south, they don't know who Hasan Piker is. Most Shia people from the south who are like pro-Hezbollah, they don't engage with Twitch streamers for their news. I can guarantee you the vast majority, the vast majority of Lebanese people don't even know who Hasan Piker is. Hey, the number one. They don't fucking know. They're worried about their homes being destroyed, their houses literally being blown up, their cousin just got killed, their wife got murdered in front of them. Sadditni, believe me, they're not being like, but Hasan Piker did not talk about, he's making money off of us. They don't get, I've never heard a single fucking Lebanese person in their fucking life mention that Hasan Piker is making money off of this conflict. I've never heard that. I've never fucking heard that. I think Lebanese people accused me of doing that. But I've never heard anyone even mention Hasan Piker, whether positively or negatively. So he is just projecting. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. But he doesn't want to say that. So he just want to make Hasan look bad. So my friends in Lebanon and Palestine believe Hasan Piker only talks about their conflict for personal gain. Yeah, that is categorically untrue. He has made millions speaking on their suffering while sitting in his ivory tower. Has Hasan made millions? Maybe he makes millions from his streaming, whether he's talking about whatever, Palestine, Lebanon, Epstein. That's his job. He makes money. He's not talking about Lebanon to make money. So, irrelevant. It's time Hasan flies to Lebanon to help the people in need. Oh, okay. Cool. Why? He has to. I helped dozens of families with only $10,000. Imagine the difference he could make if he actually cared about the people dying in the Middle East, boarded a flight, and brought them aid himself. Okay. You know, there are associations that do this. There are NGOs that do this. There are volunteers that do this. I'm out here doing it. We're trying our best. You know what I'm saying? So why does Hasan need to go? Did Hasan ever claim to want to be a war journalist or a war correspondent? If he has, please let me know in chat. I've never heard that. As far as I know, Hasan covers the news. He's a streamer. He's like a news anchor, but, you know, with more... he's not a news anchor because he's giving his own opinion and analysis. A news anchor just blindly reads whatever's on a teleprompter. But like Hasan is closer to a, you could say like, you know, maybe reporter and anchor than a war correspondent. Yeah, he's never. Haley, hello. Salutations to Haley. So Hasan has never claimed to want to go on the ground and be in the middle of a war. So everyone assuming that, hey, go to Gaza, go to Lebanon. But why? Why do you guys want him to go there so badly? So I took $10,000. Imagine the difference he could make if he actually cared about the people dying in the Middle East, boarded a flight, and bought them aid himself. How much aid do you think he can fit on a fucking flight? He'll be allowed 2 bags, 23 kilos each. I know, trust me, I've made the flight. From the States to Lebanon. He can add a 3rd bag if he wants for like $250. What is he going to bring? 60 kilos of aid? First of all, this isn't Gaza. This isn't Cuba. We have access to food. We have access we don't need to fly in food from abroad. That's not what Lebanese people need. They need cash. Or not, people need cash. Or they need construction material to rebuild all these homes. So he doesn't need to come in with cans of tuna. Just come in, fly, and bring aid with you. No offense to Cuba, but like right now, we're not in the same position that Cuba is in. Lebanon is its whole entirely different situation. For years, he has morally grandstanded and acted like these people matter to him. His audience thinks he cares. But why won't he go to Lebanon and help? I know hundreds of families being bombed who desperately need money, Hasan. Enough role-playing. Take action. I can connect you with families in need in South Lebanon. Less than 1% of your money could save thousands of people's lives. Will you help them, Hasan? Will you help them? Okay, so first of all, why is this all on Hasan? Why is this Hasan's responsibility? Like, you're talking about them. Why don't you go help them? So I find that to be, this request to not be in good faith, right? I find that to be, like, this guy is trying to make Hasan look bad while trying to make himself, like, hey, remember when I went to Lebanon and helped? He's trying to make himself look good while making Hasan look bad. And it's no coincidence that he's writing this message while quote tweeting Hasan yelling at one of his chatters. So he's trying to pick a video of Hasan that makes him look bad. And then he's like, look, motherfucker, you're just making money off these people. Why don't you go there? So turning the whole thing into some kind of like a YouTube drama. Now Hasan actually responded and kind of owned him. Instead of playing into his hand and all the backhanded comments that this guy's making, he's just basically calling Hasan as a poser, as a LARPer. You're pretending to care about these people while you're more than happy to just collect money while they die. So Hasan made the perfect response, I think. He just completely, you know what? I'm not even going to deal with the drama side of this. Here's what he said. He said, we have our disagreements, but I appreciated your coverage on Lebanon. Send me what orgs you're working with, and I'll gladly send money and even set up a fundraiser. I have worked with and fundraised millions for ANERA, PCRF, Red Crescent, UNRWA, and Heal Palestine in the past. So Hasan took the high road. Hasan's like, you know what? Fuck it. I know you're kind of a troll. I know you're probably trying to troll me right now, but if we can make some good out of this situation, I would rather lead to some good and do something good rather than do something negative. One second, I'm just trying to pull up Brandon Buckingham's Lebanon video. Yeah, so that was the one. Life in South Lebanon.
And they
Did I leave a comment? I did. I said, yo, Lebanese dude here, thanks for making this. Excited to watch. So I didn't end up watching the whole thing. But so after his weed dealer friend told me about it, look at that, 1 year ago, I was like, yo, Lebanese dude here, thanks for making this. Excited to watch. And I remember starting it and not finishing it. So I will watch this at some point. Maybe we can do like a member stream or something. Not sure. But I loved how Hasan handled it. So I was like, you know what? I'm Lebanese. I'm here in Lebanon. I'm a creator who can show people what's happening. I've done fundraisers for Lebanon. I'm a fan of Hasan's. Hasan knows of our podcast. He's referenced our podcast a few times on his show. So I'm like, I think I am one of the most relevant people to kind of intervene here. But I'm like, how do I intervene? Inspired by Hasan and by Hasan's desire to use this opportunity, even though this was a clear troll and someone trying to get under Hasan's skin to try to score some fucking points and make Hasan look like shit, Hasan completely turned it on its head. And you know what? It was like, you know what? We have our disagreements, but I appreciate your coverage on Lebanon. Send me what orgs you're working with, and I'll gladly send money and set up a fundraiser. Like, let's make some good out of this. So I figured I'm going to follow in Hasan's example and try to contribute positively to this conversation. So I quote tweeted Brandon, and I said, first of all, I wanted to just dispel the idea that Lebanese people hate Hasan. So I just wanted to already start with that. I said, I am in Lebanon, and I very much appreciate Hasan the Hunt's coverage of what is happening here. He's been a crucial voice in the last 2 years. So I just wanted to, first of all, dispel that. And I could have been like, hey, Brandon, fuck you. No one even cares about this in Lebanon. No one likes you. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be a dick. Let's try to... Hasan is trying to build a bridge. I'm not going to try to bomb that bridge. I'm going to try to build that bridge along with Hasan. I'm going to try to help and, you know, positively contribute to this conversation. So I said, I also do appreciate your Lebanon documentary, Buckingham, and I am down to offer any help to raise more money for my country. So even here, I was like, you know what? I'm even going to try to give the guy some props. I disagree with him, but I did recently say that I am now willing, because of the dire situation that the region is in, the dire situation that Lebanon is in, the dire situation that Palestine is in, I am going to start accepting allyship, not allies, not people. So for example, Candace Owens, extremely problematic, but when Candace Owens speaks up for Palestine and Lebanon against Israel, I'm not going to discard her speaking out because I don't like her as a person. So if Brandon Buckingham is makes repulsive content and loves repulsive people like Sam Hyde and is anti-Ian and anti-iDubbbz, people that I love, and I'll always side with Ian and iDubbbz versus Sam Hyde and Brandon Buckingham. But I'm able to put my disdain for the people that he spends time with aside just for a moment, if it means raising awareness about Lebanon, what's happening to the south, and raising more money for my country. I have no... And if Hasan is willing to do it, and if I can be a help in any way and help raise more money that is directly going to feed displaced Lebanese families, help rebuild destroyed Lebanese homes, if it means dirtying my hands a little bit and working with I'm not going to work with any of these people, but like, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to... So I saw that, like, yeah, Drax says Brandon was just trying to score points by being anti-Hasan. Exactly. And then Hasan turned it on its head and actually potentially created an opportunity to raise money. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and help in that situation. And if a bridge can be built, then why not, right? Let's do the opposite of what other people are doing online. Let's do the opposite of Ethan Klein. Let us do the opposite of suing people and constantly hating on people. What I love about Hasan is that it's his ability and his desire to always try to see the best in people and always try to convert people, right? It's that idea that everyone can change, and if you try hard enough, and if you try to convince someone, and if you're convincing, you can make a difference. Now, that doesn't mean I love everyone and I forgive everyone and I understand, well, this person's racist because of that, but I can change him. No. It's not what I mean. People are pieces of shit, and some people are just, you know, deserve the worst. But in this case, I was following Hasan's lead. He reacted to that message positively. So I tried to, you know what, if I can be of help, then I'd be, you know, more than happy to help. But we're going to address the demand to, like, come to Lebanon, first of all. Like, that's just crazy. Then Brandon Buckingham quote tweets Hasan and says, Hasan, I really appreciate you setting our differences aside for the betterment of the Lebanese people. I truly respect you responding how you did. I'd love to speak privately about planning a trip for us to provide humanitarian relief to the people of South Lebanon. DM me. So, I don't know if he's still trolling here. I don't know if he was thrown off by Hasan's response. Maybe he assumed Hasan was going to tell him, yo, fuck yourself. So he saw Hasan being extremely mature about the whole thing, extremely diplomatic, trying to raise some money and do good here in Lebanon. So I'm not going to judge here. But he's like, Hasan, I really appreciate you setting up our differences. I truly respect you responding how you did. I feel like he was kind of taken aback and thrown off by Hasan's very generous, very kind response. So I don't know if he did end up DMing Hasan or whatever, or if Hasan DM'd him. I have no idea if anything is actually going to come from this. But I think Hasan set a great example on how to speak to people and on how to turn a potential troll on its head to potentially lead to some good. I love that. Now, I just want to read a few of the comments under my tweet. So when I said, hey, I'm willing to help raise money, Hasan, Buckingham, Nata, who's a fan of the show, says, my king, he's a ham side fan and collaborator. You do not want to stand 10 miles close to him. So I understand people's and respect their, like, hey, you don't want to be involved with this guy. He's not an honest actor, potential grifter, etc., etc. I completely understand, and I'm very aware of that. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that I'm aware of what kind of character Brandon Buckingham is. But the dude did come and spend, like, look at this. Let's just take a quick look at his video.
In Tel Aviv, they have also street fighters that
Oh, he's Ali Murtada. Ali Murtada is a very famous Lebanese journalist. He says, hello, my enemies.
We make our own.
So, look, much respect. Listen, honestly, I do respect him for just coming here and making this video. I'm going to find a way to just look at this in a vacuum. And I know we shouldn't, but again, right now, Lebanon needs people to humanize us. We need people to show what's happening in the south, what's happening in the country, what's happening in Beirut, to humanize Lebanese people. And if it has to come from a character like that, unfortunately, we're not in a position to be picky anymore. Unfortunately.
Sometimes you're gonna hear some bad news.
You record the way you're recording, you're good to go. Nobody got nothing on you. We're not spies, we're not traitors, and I love my resistance. Wholeheartedly, I'm with the resistance.
Okay, you can tell this guy lived in the States. You can tell this cab driver lived in the States at one point. So I will try to catch up on this so I can know what I'm talking about in reference to this video. But I do very much appreciate him coming here and spending time in the South and showing a side of Lebanon that is not often seen in the media. And it's so weird that it comes from a corner of YouTube that is so far, that feels so far and alien to me. But people's hatred of Israel is starting to bring people together in a way that we haven't seen before. Yeah, Drax says it's sad that people like him are some of the only voices in the media. Yeah, and it's sad that they're some of the only voices in the media talking about this. Absolutely. So that was my response. And yeah, so I had a lot of comments. This was kind of funny. Hajime says, damn it, Anthony. He didn't actually want to help, just virtue signal and chase clout. You've ruined everything. Now he's actually got to respond and help do fundraising for an altruistic cause so he doesn't keep looking like a moralist douchebag. Like, yeah, there's a chance. There's actually a chance that by Hasan responding the way he did and me chiming in a little, it's mainly Hasan. I contributed 1% to this, but because I think Brandon also reposted what I said. I think he retweeted what I said. So I think by me and Hasan actually like being nice to him, and being like, hey, like, yeah, we're down to help. Like, let's fucking do this. And actually, no, like, Lebanese people do love Hasan, etc. Let me see. Yeah, he did repost this. And Hasan, I think, liked my tweet or something and, like, mentioned it on his stream, which we'll look at in a second. But, like, if there's a chance, like, guys, we're down. I'm down to help raise money for Lebanon. Okay, you guys did it. You guys raised $32,000 for this fucking place. So, I'm down to help anyone, and if it means going on Hasan's stream or talking about it, if they would have me, whatever it is, I just want to raise awareness of what's happening here, talk about my country. But there's more. So Math Core Elysium shared. Oh, so let's talk about Ethan. So then Ethan gets in on the fun. Ethan Klein gets in on the fun and makes kind of an insane statement, but one that he's made before. He shared this on his Instagram story. First, he shares Brandon Buckingham's, which is a troll, essentially. Again, he shares Brandon Buckingham's bad faith post towards Hasan. This isn't a good faith post. This isn't a good faith request to Hasan. The original Brandon post is literally like, hey, my friends in Lebanon hate you. They think you're just taking advantage of them. Why don't you go there? And that's the same argument that Ethan has been making. Why don't you go to Gaza? Why don't you go to Gaza? So Ethan, the first chance he gets, shares Brandon Buckingham's post on his Instagram and says, I'll be the first to donate $10,000 to Hasan to help families on the ground in Lebanon. I'm going to donate regardless, but I'll give an additional 10 grand for the cause. I think it would be extremely powerful for people to see firsthand via Hasan what the war has wrought upon Lebanon. I feel like I have so much to say. I don't even know how to organize my thoughts about this thing. So first of all, again, I'll be the first to donate 10 grand to Hasan on the ground. I'm going to donate regardless, but I'll give an additional 10K for the cause if Hasan goes on the ground. So first of all, Ethan Klein is just admitting that he's capable of donating $20,000 to support people in Lebanon, but he's withholding $10,000 if Hasan doesn't go to Lebanon. So he'll donate 10K, according to him. Thank you. I'm not going to complain about anyone donating $10,000 to Lebanon, but he could be donating 20K only if Hasan shows up. So there's an extra 10K there that could be donated to help people that is being withheld from people in need, from hungry displaced families, people with no homes, because Ethan is petty and wants Hasan to be there. And again, I don't feel bad. Even if the money is coming from an unsavory person, I consider that as reparations. Israeli giving money to Lebanon, reparations. They're paying for the crimes of their government. I'm never going to complain. The more money they want to give, the better, actually. You know what I'm saying? It's just redistributing money that was taken from here in many ways. So, first of all, making it conditional is insane. Second of all, why do people need Hasan to come here and show Lebanon? Ethan, if I'm not mistaken, don't you have 2 Lebanese people on your staff? Why don't you send AB and Lena to cover what's happening here? You know, why don't you send your staff and have your very own Lebanese correspondent come here on the ground and show the world what Israel is doing to southern Lebanon, what it's doing to their land. AB and Lena have family in southern Lebanon. I hope they're safe. I hope they're okay. I hope they haven't been too negatively impacted by this. Allah yahmiyun. Why don't you send them here? Why don't you send AB and Lena, your precious crew members who you love, to go over in the dangerous south where people are being ethnically cleansed, homes are being destroyed, white phosphorus is being shot, churches are being destroyed, mosques are being destroyed, thousands of people are being killed. Why don't you want to send your crew members there? Why do you want to send Hasan to a dangerous war zone? That's kind of weird. I'm not sure. And he wants to see let's look back a little bit. Okay, so that's Ethan's idea. Ethan, right away, go to Lebanon. Let's go, Hasan. We're gonna go over the go to Gaza stuff. So Mathcore Elysium says Brandon Buckingham is such a stupid piece of shit, just like Ethan Klein. Just donate the money or shut the fuck up. Crying about Hasan is just a warped version of virtue signaling to chuds. They don't even care about Lebanon. They care about clout. Also very true. Ethan, you have 20 grand to donate? Just fucking donate it. Why is 10 grand conditional on Hasan being there? Why? Do you want Hasan to be in a proximity to danger? By the way, I'm here. I'm in Lebanon. I can go film whatever content you guys want. I've already been covering, by the way, what's been happening in Lebanon. I might not be going on the ground and interviewing people from South Lebanon. If you guys want me to do that, shit, let's try to do that. Let's risk dying. Let's go. But I'm already here. I live here. I'm Lebanese. You know what I mean? I could cover that. If you're willing to send an extra 10 grand to Lebanon to see the devastation that Israel has caused, fucking send me, my guy. I'll go. I'll gladly be very happy to say that we've been able to secure an extra $20,000 in donations. We raised $32,000 here on a fundraiser that we did. $20,000 of that went to feed displaced families. $20,000 this community raised to feed displaced families. We donated an additional like $6,000 to help feed animals in 2 different animal shelters. We donated money to a lady who's taking care of like 40 cats in her home. We donated money to a family whose daughter lost all of her art supplies. Her story went viral, broke all of our hearts here on the channel. We decided to send them money so that she can replace her art supplies. We have been helping people here, and we would be more than happy to secure more money to help even more people. Hasan doesn't need to be here. Hasan doesn't need to be here and risk his life and potentially die. Ethan knows. Ethan is very aware of Palestinians. How many Palestinian journalists were killed? You should know that. You should know how many journalists. Let me see how many journalists killed in Lebanon since 2025. At least 21 journalists and media workers have been killed in Lebanon since the escalation of the conflict in October 2023. 21 journalists have been killed here. And over 200 journalists have been killed in Palestine. So why does Ethan talk about go to Gaza or go to Lebanon like it's some fucking joke? I don't understand it. Here's a video of Ethan Klein telling Hasan to go to Gaza. That was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Going to Gaza thing is also kind of stupid because I was invited by literal fucking journalists that work in Gaza, okay? And I unfortunately most likely will not be able to go because the thinking about going to Gaza thing is also kind of stupid because I was invited by literal fucking journalists that work in Gaza, okay? And I unfortunately most likely will not be able to go because the people that I did talk to said that they could not give me security assurances that Israel would not.
That's why it's fucking admirable. That's the whole point, you dumb fuck. If it was perfectly safe, everyone could go there and it wouldn't be admirable. You wouldn't be risking anything at all. That's why people are saying he's actually considering going to Gaza like it's a good thing, because it's risky. What do you mean? Did you think that they could promise you security?
This really pisses me off because like I don't even know what to say, man. Like, it's a literal concentration camp where people were being murdered by the thousands on a daily basis. And he's like, why don't you go there? That's the fact that it's risky. That's why people want you to go there. Like, what? It's the most evil thing I think they've ever said on that show. One of the most evil things.
Security assurance in the middle of a war zone to begin. That's why it's fucking admirable. That's the whole point, you dumb fuck. If it was perfectly safe, everyone could go there and it wouldn't be admirable.
So he wants Hasan to go because it's admirable. Why don't you fucking go there? Why don't you go fucking cover the news there if it's that admirable? And by the way, Israel doesn't even let in media members into Gaza unless they are accompanied and approved by the IDF. So first of all, and why would anyone want to go to willingly die to a country where they're murdering 200 journalists in 2 years?
You wouldn't be risking anything at all. That's why people are saying he's actually considering going to Gaza like it's a good thing, because it's risky. What do you mean? Did you think that they could promise you security assurance in the middle of a war zone to begin with? What the fuck does that even mean? It's insanely pathetic. Somebody please. It's unbelievable. That's why it's good. What do you mean they couldn't give you insurance? It's so fucking stupid. And then his fans watch this and they eat it up. And I love how he leaves the door open. He's like, I might probably not go. It's like, shut up, bitch. We all knew you were never gonna go because you are a fucking baby who's not willing to risk.
You're a fucking baby. My guy, he never should have gone. Hasan never even should have said, I'm considering going to Gaza. No journalist who has such a big target on his back like Hasan should ever set foot near Gaza. So the fact that Ethan was genuinely physically, look, he can't hold himself. Look at his body. Look at how he's moving.
He leaves the door open. He's like, I might probably not.
He can't contain himself from the excitement of the idea of Hasan getting fucking blasted, getting fucking murdered in Gaza.
No, it's like, shut up, bitch. We all knew you were never gonna go because you are a fucking baby who's not willing to risk anything for this.
You're a fucking baby because he doesn't want to go to a land that is being genocided, ethnically cleansed, over 200,000 people dead. He's a fucking baby, apparently. What a great argument that is. He's a baby for not wanting to go to Auschwitz. You don't want to go to Auschwitz during the genocide, during the Holocaust? What a fucking baby. That's the exact argument that he's fucking making.
Cause anything of substance for socialism or for Gaza or anything. You just want to sit there, collect money, hoard money, fucking live in a lap of luxury, hyper consumerism, and just like, what a...
Does he have that standard for anyone else that is talking about that was talking about the genocide? Is he telling everyone who's commenting about the genocide, just go to Gaza and visit it? And that, by the way, is a very common insult that Israelis and Zionists make. It's like, just go live in Gaza then. Go live there. Just go be there. I will kill you with them.
Rift, man. Holy fuck. Dude, he's so...
Yeah, AB says, don't forget, Haley says, don't forget AB is there throughout all of this.
So fucking pathetic human being. Such a crybaby, too. That's Hasan for you guys. Let's all fucking cheer Hasan on. He once considered going to Gaza. He unfortunately is no longer considering because it might be a little dangerous in a war zone. Who would have thought? I'm surprised he got his way out to Skid Row. You know, crime happens there. They couldn't give me. I wanted to go out to Skid Row, but they couldn't give me.
Yeah, this was peak. This was peak, like, evil. Just pure evil, unhinged piece of shit. No wonder only 300,000 people watch your fucking show now. No fucking wonder, man.
Security assurances, you know?
Likely will not be able to go because the people that I did talk to said that they could not give me security assurances that Israel would not fucking kill me or anyone really, because Israel is not allowing Western journalists to enter the Gaza Strip, by the way. It's not even...
My bad.
It's not even because like Hamas is scary and they're going to kill you or whatever. That's not the fear. That's not the problem there. The problem is Israel could fucking nuke you at any moment and America will apologize to Israel for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a war zone. It's dangerous. That's why it's cool.
Like, that's why it's cool. The problem with him and like his audience, they've made anyone who's saying, but it's a genocide, they've turned it into a meme, right? Just go to Gaza. Oh, it's just a genocide, huh? Like they've devalued the word because of how much they joke about it and stuff. Like the way he says it, the way he talks about it is just, I've never seen that. He's like a child. He's like a 6-year-old.
Israel could fucking nuke you at any moment and America will apologize to Israel for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a war zone. It's dangerous. That's why it's cool. Like, I could go to fucking, I could go to Italy. Does that make me a hero? No, because it's safe and it's a normal place to go. Hey, guys, I'm going to Italy. He's actually thinking...
And why is Gaza so dangerous, by the way, Ethan? Who's making it such a dangerous death trap for people, by the way? Is it the people you love and defend so much?
Going to Italy.
But yeah, no, it's such a laughable thing, dude. It's such a laughable...
It's like, he can't even concede, like, okay, maybe I was a little ambitious with that. It's like, no, I am heroic. I am heroic for considering going. And I maybe might still go. That's what Hasan wants. He's like, unless they can get me a tank, okay, that can withstand nuclear explosions, I will not be going to Gaza. It's not that big of a deal.
Crazy, huh? It doesn't want to die. How crazy of someone not wanting to die at the hand of the Israelis in the middle of a genocide. He doesn't want to go to Gaza anymore? What a coward.
Let's not fucking pretend like he's a saint. This dude won't even go to Gaza because he heard it's a little dangerous. It's a tiny, teeny bit dangerous in Gaza, so I guess I won't be going. Go to Gaza, bro. Show us that you care, man. That'd be, I agree. If you actually went to Gaza, that would be impressive. But he can't, because he can't do it. It's a little dangerous. That's the point.
That's the point, Hasan. It's dangerous. I want you to go because it's dangerous. So, very unhinged. Ethan genuinely wanting Hasan to get fucking killed and murdered. Here are Hasan, Ela, and Ethan denying that the IDF would target him.
I can't get any security assurances against Israel, obviously.
Well, bro.
And this is them reacting to it a second time, but look at Ethan's hair, look at his eyebrows here. So this is like the second or third time they bring up this footage to make fun of him for not wanting to go to Gaza. Just keep that in mind. This became a recurring theme on their show. Oh, look, he doesn't want to go to Gaza. It became like a meme for them almost going to Gaza. Gaza being, imagine someone who's making those jokes about Auschwitz. They would be fucking shitting themselves. You made an anti-Semitic joke about Auschwitz. Motherfucker, you keep saying go to Gaza like it's a fucking joke, Yahu Sharmuta, when your people are genociding the Palestinians. You can't be an Israeli Zionist making Gaza jokes and then claim that you're pro-Palestine. What the fuck? You fucking freak.
It's not like Israel that is worried. Look, it's not like Israel's going to do a precision strike on Hasan. They don't fucking.
Yeah,
but it is dangerous. It's a war zone. Like, I agree, it's dangerous.
You keep saying it's a war zone. It's dangerous. When you say it's a war zone, it's dangerous. That means both sides are equally at war with one another. Both sides are equally lobbing 10 rockets, 10 rockets, 15 rockets, 15 rockets. It's not a fucking war zone. It's a fucking massacre. It's one country massacring a civilian population for 2 years live in 4K. It's not a war zone. It's a massacre. It's people getting fucking murdered. So the way he describes it, oh, it's just a war zone. It's risky. It's not a fucking war zone. These people are being slaughtered. They're slaughtered. They're like fish in a barrel.
They might. It's a war zone. They may. But what?
He was. At least he's getting some pushback from the crew. I think Dan and AB, they're like, well, they might try to kill him.
Bro, it's not like
Israel that is worried
Look,
about.
it's not like Israel's going to do a precision strike on Hasan. They don't fucking.
Yeah,
but
I
it is
don't-
dangerous. It's a war zone. Like I agree, it's dangerous.
Sure, it's a war zone.
It's a war zone. I mean, yeah, it's a war zone. You have Hamas and the IDF. They're fighting. It's a war zone. Anything could happen. Anyone can get killed from any side. It's equally dangerous for the Israelis and for the Palestinians. Of course, it's a war zone, Ethan. It's a genocide mafia war zone. It's a barrel. There's fish in there, and there's a fucking psycho with a gun shooting the fish in the barrel. It's a massacre. It's a crime against humanity. It is not a fucking war zone. You fucking dogs.
They may.
But what?
He was in the running for anti-Semite of the year. They may.
Nah,
I don't think you guys understand Israel. It doesn't work like that.
They're
there.
not.
Oh, I don't think you guys understand Israel. It doesn't work like that. I think we understand Israel a bit too well, Elam. At this point, I think everybody understands Israel. Everybody understands Israel better than you do. Look, even Brandon Buckingham hates Israel. What more do you want? Israel doesn't work like that. It is a very beautiful place. You didn't see my Instagram story at the clothing store with the noose hanging? There was a beautiful noose. It's a noose of peace. Lemon Cat says, justice for Saifullah Musallit and Nour Egi. Absolutely. So I got to look him up. Are two American activists who were killed by Israeli forces and settlers in the occupied West Bank. Their cases highlight a broader pattern of U.S. citizens killed in the region. God, when were they killed? In 2025? Holy shit, how did I not even hear that? Thank you so much, Lemon Cat, for bringing that to our attention. R.I.P. and justice for those two heroes.
It's not. But regardless, I agree it's dangerous, right?
Yeah.
It's dangerous in a war zone.
Right.
Not because Israel will like target him.
I don't think it's like.
It's dangerous because it's a war zone, not because Israel will target him. Where would they even get an idea like that? What? Why'd you even say that? It's so crazy.
They may.
But what?
He was in the running for anti-Semite of the year. They may.
Nah,
I don't think you guys understand Israel. It doesn't work like that.
They're
there.
not. It's
I don't
not.
think you guys
Regardless,
understand
I agree.
It doesn't work like that.
It's dangerous, right?
Yeah.
It's dangerous in a war zone.
Right.
Not because Israel will like target him.
It's dangerous in a war zone, not because Israel will target journalists. It's not like they've done it 250 times in the past 2 years, killing a record number of journalists. But by the way, are these even really journalists or are they Hamas pretending to be journalists? I mean, you know. And all those people, the journalists they killed in Lebanon, they're Hezbollah. Everybody knows that.
Don't think it's like that
That's
personally,
like
but I think he's giving himself a little too much credit.
Insane shit. And by the way, we've already reacted to this. When you guys were wondering, well, what does Ethan think about Lebanon? You know, the bombing in Lebanon, do they think it's justified? Well, I did a whole live stream reacting to Ethan and Ela giving their opinions on why it's justified for Israel to bomb Lebanon and do what they're doing. But let's watch a quick little 2-minute recap of that situation from Twitter.
Can stop it. What do you need? Well, they're trying to supposedly they're trying to stop the terrorists. Yeah, that's crazy though. If you can stop it, what do you need? Well, they're trying to supposedly they're trying to stop the terrorists. Yeah, that's crazy though. If you're the fucking terrorist.
I mean, again, that's really cute and cool that you could say that and everyone applauds. But again, they're retaliating to them shooting rockets into civilian areas. So
they're retaliating to them shooting rockets at civilian areas. Well, I mean, even fucking Donald Trump, who Ethan and Ela love now, by the way. Ela praised Trump when he started the war with Iran. Even he's like, well, they're shooting rockets in the middle of the desert, not killing anyone, and then Israelis are taking down a whole building. Even Ethan can't bring himself to say that, right? It's like, well, they are shooting rockets at civilian areas. What civilian areas, man? Who's getting fucking hit? Who's getting hurt? You guys have an Iron Dome. Y'all got fucking shelters. We don't got shit here. You guys shoot a rocket, we fucking die. Hezbollah shoots a rocket towards Israel, nothing fucking happens.
and everyone applauds. But again, they're retaliating to them shooting rockets into civilian areas. So, I mean, again,
You know what I'm saying?
This is what happens when you hang out with Candace Owens all the time.
I have a little bit of different feelings again with Theo. I appreciate him at least, you know, he may not have all of his facts right, and you may be leaning, you know, too much without knowing enough. But I do appreciate at least someone on his side talking about what's going on.
But a lot of people are, and I feel like he acts like he's doing it at great cost himself, but he's not. He's being applauded and paraded around. He's popular. Everybody's celebrating him.
He's falling so easily to anti-Semitic talking points. It's just it's ridiculous when everything in your life.
When he said that the IDF are terrorists and that they shouldn't be attacking Lebanon. It's so anti-Semitic. It's such an anti-Semitic ideology. We should be allowed to bomb everyone.
Becomes Israel's fault.
Yeah, and I don't agree, obviously,
And
like
that
hanging with Candace Owens and
should
people
be a
like
red
that.
flag to people when everything is Israel's fault.
I think there are clips of him that are.
Most things are Israel's fault. We got a $5 dono from Truth V7.0. Thank you so much for the $5 dono, man. That's so kind. It says Ethan's fine with Hasan's risk, but one equally democratic state is too dangerous for Israelis to risk for Palestinians' freedom and end apartheid. But Truth, if they do that, the Palestinians are going to run out of Gaza and stab every Israeli. Remember, from the river to the sea, they're going to kill them all. That's their plan. So you can't. Unfortunately, that's what Ethan and Ela think. And thank you again for the kind dono.
Really good, like in isolation, like the clips that go viral of him like speaking
Yeah.
on behalf of Palestine and saying like the things that are going on there are horrible, and he sees the war and all the terrible shit that's happening by the IDF and God, and like that stuff's good, right? That stuff's good to see, but this kind of clip here where it's just like, ugh.
I understand with this recent situation, yeah, that Hezbollah shot rockets first. I think he's saying more of a general sense. The Joe saying that they're trying to get the terrorists supposedly is like that's been an excuse as well for a lot of horrible shit. You know, sometimes, you know, legitimate, but a lot of other times just to bomb indiscriminately.
But that is what living
and to take land
in Israel is, and that's
to bomb indiscriminately.
But that is what living in Israel is, and it's really frustrating whenever people talk about it here. It's like they just remove that part. Like things are not just happening for no reason. Everybody, like my family.
Lebanon isn't being ethnically cleansed for no reason. It's being ethnically cleansed for these reasons. Okay? So you can disagree with it, but like it's not happening for nothing. It's happening for something. Okay? By the way, our silence means something, but I mean, I can list them for you. You want to know why, AB? Lebanon is being ethnically cleansed? I can tell you. It's not for nothing.
In Israel is, and it's really frustrating whenever people talk about it here. It's like they just remove that part. Like things are not just happening for no reason. Everybody, like my family is not happy being in the bomb shelter all day.
Right.
Everybody would rather be living.
Your family's wasting their time in the bomb shelter. Those Hezbollah rockets aren't going to hit them. Just fucking stay at the cafes. Be out and about. Trust me. Nothing's going to happen. Okay, your mom's not helping the bomb shelter. At least your mom has a bomb shelter. She has an iron dome. You're like, oh, look, another bomb. Oh, the bomb. The iron dome has saved us. Your mom can fucking do that all day. You know who doesn't have an iron dome? Lebanese people. You know when Israel fires a very precise fucking bomb, explosion, bunker buster on like a whole fucking neighborhood, what happens? Whole bunch of buildings explode. Glass goes everywhere. People die. It's pretty sad. You know who's not dying currently? Israelis. Nothing's happening to them except when they come into southern Lebanon and Hezbollah gets to fight them face to face. They're eating shit, or as we call it in Europe, nekol khara. You know what that means, Ela, don't you? You know what eating shit means? Ekel khara. You know that.
In peace.
The problem
they like to steal our words.
Is this? Should Israel blow up a city block because a missile was launched there? Obviously not, right? Fuck that.
But that's what they're doing, Ethan. That's what they're doing. They're blowing up city blocks. That is exactly what be happening. Aitor, I missed a couple of Aitor super chats. Says a mom joke. Oh no, the humanity. That was based. Aitor also said he's not wrong. Hasan did millions and millions of dollars in aid for Palestine and Lebanon. I hate the historical revisionism of the neo-Nazis and neo-Templars. Absolutely. Yeah, Hasan's been very generous. And the final one says, BE is loving this. He's retweeting even Epstein. It's strange how his hatred for Hasan makes him go against everything. Lamau Rat Empanada. I haven't even seen him retweeting anything. I just find it's always funny. Whatever Bad Empanada does, he's just out there doing his own thing, you know.
That's horrific. But at the same time, if you're going to have a conversation about it, don't be like...
yeah, what did he retweet Destiny for?
They're just bombing them for fun.
Yeah.
For no reason.
That's what's really frustrating.
That's also like unproductive and stupid. Be like, they're obviously not right. Fuck that. That's horrific. But at the same time, if you're gonna have a conversation about it, don't be like they're just bombing them for fun.
Yeah.
For no reason.
That's what's really
that's
frustrating.
also like unproductive and stupid.
I get it.
Because the truth is, what Israel's doing is fucked up. Because they go, oh, I think there's a terrorist in this building. Let's blow up the whole fucking city block. That's unacceptable. That's a war crime. That's fucked up, right?
Appreciate it, Ethan. Thank you for admitting that what Israel does can be a war crime while seeming like, well, they're not doing it for no reason. So what? Just pick a side, Trey. You pick a side. Pick one. Pick one. What do you want? What do you want? You want to support Israel? You want to defend Israel? I'm trying to be nuanced. There's people at both sides. Oh, both sides. You want both sides? Genocide. You want both sides? A Zionist. I'm so tired of saying this, man. Religious ethno-state. Bro. I'm tired of saying these fucking terms. It's exhausting. So here's Hasan Piker responding to Brandon Buckingham's post. Let's see what Hasan had to say about this whole situation. And again, gentlemen, Hasan, Brandon, even Ethan, I am ready to report, ready to serve my country. Okay, whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to raise 20 grand for Lebanon, let's go.
Interesting experience last night on Twitter. There's this guy, Brandon Buckingham, who's like a massive, I don't know if he still is, but he used to be a massive fan of Sam Hyde. He's a pedophile, neo-Nazi, right? And he tried to do like a call-out post on me, and I saw it, and I was like, sure. I mean, I'm fucking down to aid in this endeavor. And then he just didn't respond to me, which I think is very strange, right? So he once famously tried to, months after the fact, he tried to approach me at a Moist Critical event, and you know, he was trying to fucking talk about Sam Hyde, and I was just like, yeah, man, I don't fuck with pedophile Nazis. Like, I'm not trying to be around them. I don't know why you're defending them, right? And he was so purple red when he mustered up the courage to finally come up to me to talk about his, you know, the guy he's wearing on his shirt is a pedophile neo-Nazi.
He was wearing a fucking Sam Hyde t-shirt. I forgot about that.
He never actually got what he wanted out of that back and forth interaction. So months later, he just lied about it. I spoke to this guy who told me he would rather steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from child cancer research in exchange for not being in the same room as someone he suspected of being a Nazi. All his friends agreed. Which is funny when Myth actually came in with a kill shot because he's standing right there. This is right after Creator Clash. He goes, it's funny how you were talking about making amends and being chill regardless of our differences in beliefs. Then 2 months later, grew the balls to tweet this. Bro was red in the face and stuttering while talking to us too. Funny, right? And since then, you know, he has, I'll give him credit. Oh, he responded 20 minutes ago.
Nana RR6QX says, Ethan's nuance is that Israel is committing war crimes, which is bad, but you're not allowed to make him feel bad about it. That's a great way of saying it.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm down to do it. Anyway.
Okay, so he's reading. Okay, so yeah, he just read his response saying, hey, thank you for replying. Let's work together. So Hasan says, great. I'm down to do it.
Yesterday, he posted this. He said, my friends in Lebanon and Palestine believe Hasan Piker only talks about their conflict for personal gain. He has made millions speaking on their suffering while sitting in his ivory tower. It's time Hasan flies to Lebanon to help people in need. I helped dozens of families with only $10,000. I imagine the difference he could make if he actually cared about people dying in the Middle East, boarded the flight, and brought them aid himself. Now, I think what's really funny about this is a white boy telling me, a Turkish guy, that I don't travel to the Middle East. I don't know anything about the Middle East.
Again, very true. Turkish, Muslim, if anyone is familiar with the Middle East, with the region, with the situation, someone who's been around, someone who's an honorary, Hasan is an honorary Arab. What did, I mean, when they did their Habibi tier list, the Arabs, that got them banned off of Twitch for like 2 months. But Hasan, I think, got the Habibi pass pretty quick. Like Hasan, I would say he's an honorary Lebanese man. He already hangs out with a lot of Lebanese people, you know. I think Austin Show is Lebanese. He's got a good Lebanese woman. He's got Frogan as his moderator. You know what I'm saying? He's a supporter of Lebanon, and he covers Lebanon extensively on his show.
And you know, it's fine. It's very clear. It's very clear that he was trying to like bait me into some kind of thing, and it didn't work because I was like, sure, you know. I did it. Why can't he? For years, he has morally grandstanded and acted like these people matter to him. His audience thinks he cares, but why won't he go to Lebanon and help? I know hundreds of families being bombed who desperately need the money, Hasan. Enough role-playing. Take action. I can connect you with the families in need in South Lebanon. Less than 1% of your money can save thousands of lives. Will you help them? So I just responded with, we have our disagreements, but I appreciate your coverage on Lebanon, which I did. He made a video. He went.
Also, like, just look at the difference between how Brandon Buckingham asked Hasan to to raise money or go to Lebanon. And the way I asked, I think I remember putting out a tweet like, hey, Hasan, we're doing a fundraiser to help Lebanon. Would be an honor if you can join us and help us. Like, that's how I asked for, like, help. Hey, help us raise money for Lebanon versus people hate you in Lebanon. People hate you in Palestine. Why don't you help them? Why don't you raise money? You're just in your ivory tower. It's like, what the fuck, man? But again, it was never about sincerely asking for help. It was about making Hasan look bad. It was about making Brandon Buckingham look good.
To Lebanon, he made a video about Lebanon and what Lebanon was going through, and I thought it was, I thought it was pretty good, especially because he has a very different audience than I do, and that audience seeing the plight of the Lebanese population because of Israel's relentless bombing campaign is a good thing, right? So I'm always willing to let bygones be bygones. So I said, look, we have our disagreements, but I like their Lebanon coverage. Send me what orgs you're working with, and I'll gladly send money and even set up a fundraiser. I've worked with and fundraised millions for ANIRA, PCRF, Red Crescent, UNRWA, and Heal Palestine in the past, which is true, right? I'm in Lebanon. I very much appreciate Hasan the Hun's coverage.
It's your boy. Look at that. Ooh, is that my tweet? Is that my tweet? Is that me backing up Hasan, telling him that Lebanese people actually do appreciate his coverage? Those that do know, all 100 Lebanese, I'm sure he has bigger audience, obviously, you know what I mean? If anyone knows me, they know Hasan Piker in Lebanon, so absolutely, a little it's nice to get a little shout out, you know what I mean? My tweets end up on Hasan's stream not regularly, but like, every once in a while.
What's happening here. He's been a crucial voice in the last 2 years. I also appreciate your Lebanon documentary, Buckingham Show, and I'm down to offer any help to raise money for my country. So
I just wanted to quickly put something out that flew against the argument that like Lebanese people hate Hasan. They think that he's taking advantage. Like, no, bro. No one gives a shit, first of all. And two, people are only going to be appreciative. They're only going to be happy when Hasan talks about Lebanon, talks about what's going on. Some people might disagree with his angle, because a lot of people here, a big portion of the extremist Christian Lebanese, support Israel, so they might be like, well, we don't like what he's saying. Like, none of them want him to be here and like, what, carry boxes? What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? You and Ethan. Why does Hasan need to be here, Aslan? Why does he need to be here? I'm here. Ethan, sent AB and Lena. What's the problem? Why does Hasan need to be here to hand boxes? He's gonna talk to an 80-year-old Hajj Najnoob who doesn't know who the fuck he is. Here, ma'am. Here's a box of food for you. That's Hasan. She's like, Habib, mainak entaj. I'm like, who are you? Like, what? We're gonna send Hasan to South Lebanon to help the people. You know how Hasan can help Lebanese people? How Hasan can help Lebanon? By being alive and by commenting on the situation from the safety of his home in the US and keep raising awareness, keep raising funds, keep galvanizing people to make a change in their political world, rather than coming here and fucking dying, man. You want to send them to the South, which is being bombed every single day. One of the guys that we talked about last time, we talked about El Tassa, the Lebanese rock band. I met Ali, remember, and I was telling you about Ali. Ali told me how his village in southern Lebanon is completely razed to the ground. It doesn't exist anymore. You want Hasan to go do what there? Sweep the floor? As Israeli soldiers are still driving around, because 20% of Lebanon is currently occupied by the Israeli army. The Israeli army killed 3 Lebanese soldiers 2 weeks ago because they were driving too close to 2 IDF soldiers. Can you imagine that? 3 Lebanese soldiers, military men, were killed in Lebanon, in their own country, because they were in a Jeep that drove too close to 2 IDF soldiers that are occupying our country, and they fucking killed them because they thought they were a threat. And you want to send Hasan over there to do what? I don't understand. So, Ethan, just admit that you want to fucking, like, just kill Hasan? What's going on, man?
I don't know if he's, like, still a Sam Hyde fan or not, but it is kind of strange because, this is a very, like, YouTuber way of approaching the subject, implying that I haven't, like, fundraised actively. I don't think this is a sincere request, but I'm going to treat it as though it's a sincere request because I think there's no reason to what do you call it? There's no reason to like take this stuff at face value and then not make something positive work out of it, right?
So I completely agree with Hasan there, and that's what I tried to do. I saw him taking it and being like, you know what? I'm not going to take the bait. I'm going to try to actually do something to help. And I was like, you know what? Let me just throw my voice in there as a Lebanese person who's here, who has been covering the war, who has been active in fundraising, attempts. So I felt like I'm checking a lot of the boxes here. Let me let me just throw myself in the middle of this conversation. And I admit that I did. This had nothing to do with me in a way. Like they're talking about Lebanon, and like he's talking about a creator that I very much like and respect. Why don't you go to Lebanon? Lebanese people want you there. We don't want Hasan here. I would love for Hasan to come here. Ahla wa sahla, Hasan. You want to come visit Lebanon? You want to come have a good time? You want to come meet people? You want to come do a talk here? You want to come do a streaming seminar? You want to come interview people here? Yeah, ahla wa sahla. You're more than welcome here. Lebanon would love to have you. But I don't want Hasan to go to southern Lebanon. I don't want him to go there and potentially get hurt. I don't want him to come here. He'll have such a big target on his back. Respectfully, let me do it. Let us do it. Let the Lebanese people do it. We got this under control. Ethan Klein. You know who I want to see here, Ethan? I don't even want... No, because I was going to make a joke like send AB and Lena. Don't send Ethan. No one should be going to the south right now. Southern Lebanon is dangerous. Israelis are killing people indiscriminately. Medics... They've killed over 100 medics in Lebanon over the past few months, Ethan Klein. Israelis. You want to send Hasan there? No. If you wouldn't send AB and Lena there, then you're not going to want to send Hasan. Okay? Anywhere you fantasize about, I want to send Hasan to this war zone. Think, would I send AB and Lena there? Maybe you might. I don't know. But no, Hasan, let me say this. This is a message directed at Hasan Piker. Someone clip this and share it. Hasan Piker, you are not welcome to come to Lebanon. Again, you're welcome to come here to visit for tourism. You want to come here and stream. You want to come here and do a talk. You want to interview someone, some person in Lebanon that you want to talk to. I am more than down, but do not come here. I forbid you to come here to South Lebanon because you're putting your life at risk, Hasan, and it's not fucking worth it. And you know that. And you're smart enough to know that. And yeah, there's no reason for you to be here. There's no reason for Hasan to be here and potentially get killed. Israel is still advancing in southern Lebanon. They are still taking new towns. They are occupying 20% of our land in southern Lebanon. They are still bombing southern Beirut, even when Trump is asking them not to fucking do it. They are still bombing Beirut because they want to torpedo the peace deal with Iran. They have killed over 100 medics in Lebanon. They've killed over 20 journalists and reporters here in Lebanon since 2023. Israelis have murdered over 3,000 people since the start of the hostilities just a few months ago. So this is not a place for Hasan to be. Hasan is not a war correspondent. It's not his job. You want to know what's happening in Lebanon? Fucking I'll go be a correspondent and Hasan can react to my footage or any other journalist that is going around and exploring the South. Okay? So Hasan, don't come. It's not safe. Israel might literally try to kill you, especially if you're anywhere near southern Lebanon. He would 100% be at risk of being killed here. 100%. Whether it's intentional and the Israelis are targeting him, or whether he's just killed because they bombed 7 buildings. He shouldn't be in the south. So Hasan, look after yourself. We love you here. You got a lot of fans here in Lebanon. And I'm telling you, it's not safe for you to come here, man. Haley, that's right. I'll do my best. Kamala Harris, do not come. Do not come. It is not safe. It's not worth it. I'll tell you guys, when it's safe to come back, I'll be the first to tell you all. And I've already told everyone. Anytime I have Chris Kunzler on, I tell Chris Kunzler, come visit Lebanon. Matt Lieb, Daniel Mate, I'm telling them to come to Lebanon. iDubbbz, I've invited every single person that I've interacted with on the show. I've invited them to Lebanon. I'm like, come here. We'll show you a good time. We'll have some fun. But not now. Now is not a good time. Now Israel is targeting the south, exactly where Brandon Buckingham and Ethan want Hasan to go. They are targeting the living shit out of it, ethnically cleansing it. They are trying to drive the Shia population completely out of the south into mixed or Christian areas in Lebanon to cause tensions between people. Do not come, Hasan, for your own safety. You're welcome to come. Ahla wa sahla. We will show you the best time, but it ain't safe.
My friends in Lebanon and Gaza hate you. Like, to use Israel's violence as a talking point to like advance some kind of fucking YouTube meta is somewhat childish. And of course, you know, people will lean into this and then be like, oh, Hasan, he's right. Hasan is hated by the Palestinian people and Lebanese people. They think he's fake. They think he's phony. And this is the type of thing that I've seen from not just this guy, but like even people who consider themselves to be fucking leftists. And I don't really understand where this attitude is coming from. Why do we feel so comfortable in the Western world to talk about these issues as though they are, you know, as though they're done already?
Boom. And I think there's one more video of him reacting, talking about Ethan. Yeah. So here's Hasan's response to Ethan's post being like, hey, I'll spend an extra 10 grand if you go to Lebanon.
Like, people are still being murdered, right? Every single fucking day. There's Palestinians being murdered in Gaza every single fucking day. Like, people are still being murdered, right? Every single fucking day. There's Palestinians being murdered in Gaza every single fucking day. There's Lebanese people being murdered in Lebanon every single fucking day by Israel. And the idea that this is like advancing some sort of like YouTube beef is really, really stupid. But this isn't him being genuine. Yeah, I know it's not him being genuine. He's trying to make it into a drama thing. And immediately Ethan Klein also seized on the opportunity. Ethan Klein constantly wants me to be physically in the proximity of Israel's drone strikes. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with that. Remember when he was like, why don't you go to Gaza? Oh, that's right. You can't go to Gaza. You're a fucking bitch. And now he's like, why don't you go to Lebanon, Hasan? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty strange that Ethan Klein will take any initiative. He'll never just like fundraise for these issues on his own. He'll only do it if there's a YouTube drama attached to it. He'll only do it if he can get me to be in physical proximity of Israeli drone strikes and Israeli bombing campaigns. I find it very strange. I'm not going to say he wants me to be fucking murdered by the state of Israel. Actually, I will say that. I'm pretty sure he just wants me to be in that situation so he doesn't have to think about me any longer.
I'm pretty sure he wants you killed by the Israelis at this point. You know what I mean? If it was just going to Gaza, you know, begging you to go to Gaza was enough of a tell. Now begging you to go to Lebanon and him spending money. He's putting his money where his mouth is. Like, I'll pay 10 grand. Just go there, please. I'll pay you. I'll pay people.
Which is, you know, there's easier ways of no longer thinking about me, which is, I don't know, you can just like live your life. It's odd. It's odd that his talking point always is, why won't you go and be in physical proximity of the Israeli state so they can fucking assassinate you? Strange stuff all around. When YouTubers get involved in stuff like this, it just turns into something so gross, in my opinion.
Amen. Amen. It's a whole fucking weird thing. I mean, my role in the whole thing is done, you know. All I did was throw out that tweet, try to muddy the waters, try to confuse everybody, try to confuse Brandon Buckingham was like, oh, let's troll Hasan. Let me say that Lebanese people hate him. Actually, here's a Lebanese person that says no. And I'm also going to be nice to you, Mr. Brandon Buckingham. What now? You want to raise money? Let's fucking do it. So, Brandon Buckingham, Ethan Klein, Hasan Piker, I'm down to raise money. Two of the three of your devils, you know? But fuck it, you know? I'll sign a deal with the devil if it means raising some money for Lebanon. No, I'm kidding. No, fuck that. But anyways, we try to take the high road. What would Jim D. Dukers do? I think Jim D. Dukers would have tried to build a bridge there. That's what I tried to do. Folks, we've been streaming for 3 hours. I'm going to take a little break. Maybe an hour and a half. I might delay the second stream by just 30 minutes, just to give myself and Demi some time to eat. She's still not here, so let's see when she'll be here, etc., etc. If you guys are down, if you guys are a little nerdy, if you guys want to watch a little bit of Lego building, you want to hang out with myself and my girlfriend as we very calmly and relaxedly finish building the mushroom botanical set from Lego. This was part 1. Let me just show you what this thing looks like. Outrage in the Lego community. Look how nice this is. Look at these beautiful mushrooms. We have, I think, 3 more kinds of mushrooms to add to this. We're going to finish building this tonight on stream on the other channel, Tino's Playroom. So make sure you're subscribed if you're into this sort of thing. Okay, I play video games on there. I play Dark Souls 2. A lot of Lego stuff recently. Ya ahla wa sahla. So we'd love to have you there. To everybody who gifted memberships today, to everybody who sent in a super chat, we very much appreciate you. Thank you so much. We cannot do this without you guys. So thank you to all of our new members today. We got 13 new members. Remember, you guys now have access to our last members live stream, which was a review about the movie Obsession and a very interesting conversation about pay and compensation for a lot of those actors and crew members, given how successful the movie was. We're going to build some Lego in an hour and a half. See you guys in a bit. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. It was super fun. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow, and then I'm going to be off Saturday, Sunday, because I've booked an Airbnb for a nice little weekend getaway. So I'll see you later tonight. I'll see you one more time tomorrow, and then I'll see you again on Monday. All right, everyone. It was fun. See you soon, and as always, do not worry.
Bye.